say things after they happen.
Okay.
And then like kind of update the sport. It's hard to read from here.
Right.
A lot of people. But just, yeah, that was the hardest thing for me. I had to bite my tongue. I was about to say what was going to happen. I'm like, don't ever say what's going to happen.
React. Right? Yeah.
Always say what just happened. Describe. And the other thing you can do is pay attention to the crowd. You know, like I saw those little kids cheering over there. So I started pointing out the cheering section and like things like that. You're addressing the crowd here, not on the live stream, right?
Right.
So if you notice something in the crowd, like I don't know, some super fan in a crazy costume, they're like point that out.
Okay. And I guess I'm supposed to be. I guess we're supposed to be generally on that side.
Well, the reason I'm over there is it's easier to see the lineups when they're on the track.
Right.
So like when I announce who's on the track, you grab like these numbers are easy to read.
Yeah.
Oh, number 8, blah blah blah. Look at the name. So and so is jamming. So at the start, you can see the lineup. You can see who's going in the penalty box.
Right.
So you might want to do an update. Who's blockers are in the penalty box. A lot of people don't know this.
Right. Okay.
Oh, they're down now, blocker on that team. So that's beneficial of being on that end. You don't have to be on that end.
Okay.
You can go anywhere. I used my team to go over there on that.
Okay. Cool.
So that's it. Just make sure you don't talk in future tense, talk in past tense.
Sure.
Unless you're describing the lineup.
Sure. Funny, 8 months in. And it's like, yeah, don't talk, especially in news.
Presence is okay as long as you're not giving clues.
Exactly.
It's most of the bench that's going to get pissed off.
Right, yeah.
The team's probably, their heads all like, they're not even listening to you. The team has no idea unless they hear their name. So your biggest challenge is going to be reading the numbers and figuring out the names.
Yes.
And you know to punch up the names.
Yep.
You got the broadcast experience. You see a good name, punch it out.
I'll do. Okay. Alrighty.
It'll be fun. Enjoy it. I'm probably going to have to listen.
And coach of the Vipers, you know her name?
Rorschach.
Rorschach is there.
Rorschach.
And Swearwolf is the other one.
Color swears.
Are you still skating?
Yes. Don't mention it.
Okay.
Because I've been skating with the Vipers.
Oh, okay. So you are
I
still skating with
somehow
the Vipers.
got
Have a good call.
the announcing because Jax has me down as Katie's ass.
Yeah.
Jax doesn't know.
Oh,
So
but-
we're not going to mention it in on-air banter, right? Because that would be biased.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. This tournament. But you changed your name, right?
Yeah, when I play with them.
Okay. You're still Candy Sass's
Yeah.
announcer.
Yeah.
I guess we should.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Layer9.ca production of the 2017 Fresh and Furious. I am the Derby Nerd here with Candy Sass. Candy Sass, our paths have crossed many, many times over the years, but we've never called a game together. First time on the mics.
And thank you for putting up with me today, Derby Nerd. It's a pleasure to be with you, and it's a pleasure to announce these games.
Yeah, we've had an unbelievable start so far to the tournament. Both of these teams are in the consolation bracket, but of course, because of the new bracket this year that we're using, the 12-team bracket, they both still have an opportunity to win the tournament, but they've kind of got to go the hard way now through, and they have to win the consolation bracket to get a shot. We are watching Windsor Assault in the yellow, featuring members of Detroit Derby Girls versus the Toronto Vipers in the red. And game is underway.
Oh, it looks like the Jammers are fighting hard here.
Slashimi is the jammer, as I can see, for the Vipers.
And number 8, Crowbar, is heading to the back of the pack.
Slashimi is the lead jammer now for the Vipers. Crowbar, though, quickly through on the inside. Slashimi with a nice little toe stop dance at turn 1.
And calls the jam off.
Yeah. Nice job from Slashimi. Slashimi has played in all 3 of the Toronto Vipers games this season, which is the limit of games you can play to be eligible for, I believe so, right? 3 games.
Oh, I didn't know that was true.
Yeah, I think so.
I know you have to be in your first season.
First season.
correct?
Maybe there isn't a game limit anymore. I don't know. It's changed over the years.
News to me. When I started, we did not have Fresh and Furious. I never got to play.
That's right.
Back in the olden days.
Yeah.
We're old, aren't we?
This is the 7th straight edition, though, or the 6th straight edition of Fresh and the Furious.
It looks like Sherlock did a real number on that jammer for assault. Number 8 for the Vipers is out on lead, and that's Pancake.
Yes, or AKA Flapjack Tango.
Yes.
Yes.
Flapjack
You know,
is the real
Flapjang.
name.
Yeah.
But as you can see by the name on the shirt, it says Pea Cake.
Pea cake. Yeah, they're all flapjacks, aren't they?
I can't believe Pancake got shortened to Pea Cake. From now on, number 8's going to be known as Pea Cake.
Pea cake with 4 points on the board. Vipers up early here, 8-0. Skate of Emergency heads to the start line. One of 2 Toronto junior roller derby veterans or graduates on this current Viper squad. The other is FBI on the track right now. So that's a wonderful little bit of history here, seeing 2 Toronto junior roller derby skaters graduating into the senior ranks.
And they're doing really well.
Skate of Emergency now makes a nice little move to the outside and swings her leg around the line, staying in bounds.
See, all that early training pays off.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, yeah, to the box.
Well, interestingly, the other jam ref overruled her own jam ref, but again, we had a good view on that, and it looked like her foot stayed off the ground.
Yeah, well, we're just announcers. What
I know, but both the outside ref and her own jam ref thought it was legal, and the other jam ref made the call. Interesting. Vonneguts, though, gets an opportunity now as lead jammer to get assault on the board. Nice hit by FBI.
Who is going to the box.
A low block. Interesting, considering the size difference that FBI was able to get that low.
Well, that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
We want our blockers to get low. All right, skates back on.
And Vonneguts now in the penalty box, so Power Jam shifts back to the Vipers. Skate of Emergency with a nice footwork. Again, gets by Michelle Saltz. And through. And Michelle Spills, excuse me. The Vipers holding that pack now at term 3. Skate of Emergency makes quick work of the track now, battling her way through, and just great footwork, able to push apart the assault defense through for the Grand Slam.
They do have a really strong defense, though.
4-on-4 in the pack. Vonneguts now back on the track as well.
Oh, and Skate got through that. Nice.
And seeing the years of experience. That's one thing. You can have as many years of experience as you want as a junior skater. They do not count toward your ineligibility at the senior level. And Skate of Emergency just looking so comfortable out there, smoothly skating by.
Line, even with those blockers there.
Vonneguts through for 5 as well.
Oh, the jam is called. And what do we got? We still have lead for the Vipers. So 22. Assault got some points, though. Looks like 8 for Assault. 22 to 8.
4.5 minutes in. Of course, we are playing under the WFTDA rule set, but these are mini games, 20-minute games. Each team has 2 timeouts, 4 penalties. We'll see you foul out. And on the outside, for Crowbar gets through for the lead jammer Stadish, but only about 20 feet or so back is Slashimi.
Hot on their heels. Both jammers hitting the pack.
Big hit sends Slashimi down at the front of the pack. Crowbar, meanwhile, trying to get by Regina Gorge, and Blossom does so on the inside.
Some points up for Assault. Oh.
Both jammers putting on points. Puppet Masher with a nice hit, sending Slashimi down.
I really thought it was going to get called there. I thought Crowbar was going to call it.
Oh, Crowbar, yes.
There we
I
go.
was going to say, I thought you meant Puppet
No,
Smash was going to get.
no.
She did get called though.
Yeah,
For direction of gameplay.
I thought maybe Crowbar would call it when the Viper Jammer hit the pack, but there's a little delay there.
You know, we see those little mistakes here. That's what Fresh and Furious is all about.
Yeah.
Get all those mistakes out of your system. We've seen skating out of bounds penalty as a jammer was calling it off. Again, you want to make those mistakes early in your career so that
Yes.
you don't later on.
Most likely, these jammers are waiting to see something from the bench too. They're not too aware of what's going on with the pack.
And some of the benches are very inexperienced as well.
Oh, P-Cake's out.
P-Cake
Lead
out.
jammer for Vipers.
P-Cake in her first year actually was a late call-up to the Gorgo RollerGirls this year.
Oh,
Was a late draft
sure.
pick, so she actually got some Toronto House League experience this season.
Sorry to interrupt you,
Yep.
but the box is looking pretty full. Sherlock just went in, and there's
The penalty box is becoming a social event this
Yes.
game.
I don't think you noticed, but there was a revolving door happening
Yeah.
just there in the penalty box. It's pretty full.
It's continuing. We do have an assault skater coming out of the box late here. Puppet Masher will head back to the bench, so it'll be 2-1 in the box. 3-2 pack advantage for Windsor. They're still within this game, down 13 now, 7 minutes in. 33-20 is the score. Only 2 on the track for the Vipers.
This should be interesting. See how they block.
Jammer's released. And skate of emergency with nice, using that whole track.
Those two blockers shut down that. Who is that? 11. Little Reaper got shut down by two blockers there. That was pretty good.
And just
Oh,
skate of
skates
emergency's
out.
ability to use the whole track and move back and forth. Tries to call it off. Little Bo Reaper, though, may not have been able to get back on the track. We're waiting. Yes, she
Still
did.
points,
3
right?
points.
Yes. I think those were earned. Definitely.
Yep.
From my perspective, I saw her get those points.
Yeah, so 3-3 was the jam. A nice steal of 3 for Windsor. Stay within reach. I can see it's going to be Slashimi again. Again, we are stationed here at turn 1, so we don't always get a good view of the jammers before the jam goes underway.
Uh-oh. That looked like a false start. What was that?
The official timeout had been called, and that was mistaken for the start whistle.
Oh.
So Ripple, who powered her way through, will have to reset.
Can't blame Ripple, though.
No.
You hear a whistle, just go.
So we are 12 minutes in again, or 8 minutes in, 12 minutes to go. This is the consolation bracket. But again, the winner of the consolation bracket, in an interesting twist this year, will advance to the championship game. So it is a pseudo double elimination style tournament. Although, not a true double elimination, because the winning team can advance, an unbeaten team will advance straight to the final, and we will not replay the final if they happen to lose that. So it will be a set bracket final four when we get there.
There are no losers today.
There are no losers today.
We're all
There are only
winners.
winners.
Being here and playing. That's what it's all about.
But only one team gets
I just
to
made a joke
raise.
there. It's all about it's all about playing.
But only one team will get to raise that cup at the end. All right, we're going to get back underway here.
It looks like a four wall in the back there. Am I imagining it?
Yes, 5-on-5 derby. Ripple through, lead jammer status for Windsor, but right behind her is Slashimi. And the Vipers again doing nice to move into that defensive position at the front of the track, keeping their points ahead of the jammer.
Oh, both jammers hit the pack. Oh, Slashimi's being held back.
Looks like
Jumped through on the inside, though. Oh, somebody's going to the box. What do you see?
again some confusion over calls, refs talking things out. Again, we have a disparity of experience levels in the ref crew as well.
We do have new refs,
Yep.
right? Yeah. So it's a
Absolutely.
learning experience for everyone.
And so some discussion, but at the end of it, Ripple's going to head to the penalty box. It's going to be a power start. Now, was able to call it off. So the penalty either happened concurrently with that or just after, but the jam did end, and it's going to be a power jam, and now Pancake, sorry,
P-Cake.
P-Cake is your lead jammer.
Great.
All four defenders on for the power kill for Windsor. Vipers lining up on the inside. P-Cake, though, goes out.
Surprisingly took the outside where those blockers were. I thought maybe that jammer would go on the inside.
Yeah, her offense had lined up
Surprise.
nicely. P-Cake took some hits. None the worse for wear, gets through. Does pick up all 5 points. Ripples out of the penalty box. Approaching initial pass, still needs to be completed. Nam Degur, the pivot, leading that defensive trio with sheer block from Toronto.
Very tight defense right now in the back. And looks like P-Cake's going to the penalty box.
Back block call.
Yeah. Another power jam for Windsor. They could use this too.
They could, down by 20 now. Just past the midway point of this game. Nice swarming defense, though, from the Vipers.
Yeah, that jammer's fighting to move that pack. As soon as they can get broken up, Ripple's going to skate out. Nice.
Forearm called on Nitrogena, sends her to the penalty box. Destruction being called on Nam Degur.
Grr.
Grr.
Grr, grr in the box. Grr.
Regina Gorge with the nice exit hit.
Oh, we got both jammers on the track now. Ooh, both in the pack at the same time. And Pancake's out.
Lobo Reaper fell into the jammer. Sherblock, though, with the call on that, so he's in the box along with Nitrogena. So pack advantage here, clear for Windsor.
I have to say that was an interesting jam. It
Yeah.
was kind of all over the place. I don't know who was getting more points. Was it Windsor? Was it Toronto?
Toronto did manage to pick up 9, but I believe there was a scoring pass from Windsor as well. Still waiting to see on that.
That was a good example of how Derby can switch offense, defense, and what makes it exciting in just a few seconds.
And it can cause chaos.
The chaos is the best part.
Timeout has been called. There are those points for Windsor. I knew they were there. 49-30 now is the score, so 5 points scored for Windsor in that last jam. Timeout taken by Toronto. And that gives us an opportunity to quickly thank some of our sponsors. I want to thank my favorite sponsor of Fresh and Furious is Mill Street Brewery.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's favorite.
One of Toronto's great, venerable independent brewers. I don't, maybe not independent anymore, but still.
Originally they were.
Yeah,
yes.
one of the OG breweries here in Toronto. It's a big
Still
thanks to Mill Street.
landmark anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Gorshak and Swearwolf are the bench staff for the Toronto Vipers.
And we have Kerosene and Lula on the bench for Windsor Assault. We're having a little powwow now.
And now, Candy Sass, we were talking before this game, you actually never had an opportunity to skate in Fresh and Furious.
No, I did not.
Did not exist when you
No.
began.
I skated in the first Fresh Meat program.
Yeah.
That was with Torque. Prior to that, there was no such thing.
That
And what a difference it makes.
Oh, it's really important. I think it's such an important tournament for these skaters just to get an opportunity to skate against other opponents, to get a tournament in. And Evil Mary picking up lead jammer status over Skate of Emergency. And Skate of Emergency being sent to the box on a high block.
Yeah, I just noticed how Skate kind of looked back there like, what's going on?
Oh, and Evil with a nice leap over the apex.
Good slide there.
No, a track cut being called.
You gotta be kidding me. And she doesn't even notice. What?
It was a late call.
There's a lot of photo ops in these. What?
Yeah.
What am I being called? So it looks like Skate's gonna
And
get a
again, it
chance to
came
come
from
back in.
the call came from the other jam ref as well. So interesting.
It looks like the pack is waiting.
Or sorry, in this instance, it came from the inside pack ref.
Oh, that was too easy. A nice sweep from the Vipers, and Skate just went up on the inside there. I wish it was that easy whenever I jam.
No.
Not that she doesn't skate hard.
Fast, but without contact. That time, weaved her way through the pack, picked up the Grand Slam, and Skate very quickly back around again, coming out of the penalty box, sneaking through is the Windsor jammer. No lead jammer. This is going to go the full 2.
We got 2 good jammers skating really hard, so I don't think the 2 minutes is going to take them down.
20 seconds to go. Blocking
the
with the head
penalties.
being called on, I believe, on the jammer again.
It's a lot of penalties. Yeah. Evil Mary.
So Evil Mary sitting on just 2. It only takes 4 now to foul out of these shorter games.
Really? Four
Penalties. Yep.
Oh.
We've seen a whole slew of foul outs already. That jam comes to an end. 14-0 for Skate of Emergency. What a performance for her.
Yeah, it scores up 63-30 in favor of the Vipers.
Here's a little nerd tidbit for you. The first ever Toronto junior roller derby skater to graduate into the senior ranks and play in the Fresh and Furious was Fight of the Concords, who now skates for the Smoke City Bandits.
I wish I had your knowledge. You know everything
Well,
in the derby world.
I've been to this tournament a lot.
And Slashimi fights her way out. That was a good fight.
A power start, but all 4 defenders were on the track, making it hard off the start. Bangaroo and Blossom now leading the offense. Slashimi goes to the outside. Gets hit, though, just
Ouch.
past turn 2.
That hurt to watch. Well, skater is down, so.
Yep.
And a penalty.
Well, she did get the point for that, though.
Well, that skater went to the box, right?
Oh, yes, you're right. That skater did go to the box. So not only did that skater go out of bounds, she also went to the penalty box.
It's a little directional there. Maybe another call? No? Cutting.
Oh, yes. So Evil Mary, at least now with 3 penalties, all coming just in the last 2 jams. So something to watch as this game goes on. Slashimi through for an easy 5, and the Vipers here over the course of the last 3 minutes have really put this game, I'm not going to say out of reach, but it's getting there.
I have to say, I'm starting to have memories of what it's like when you first start playing. It's hard not to get cutting the track calls.
Yes.
You get a lot of cutting. A lot of cutting in the beginning.
And even now with the new rules, it makes it a little easier to readjust and reset and get away with it, but we still see a lot of it at this level.
Yeah.
Swarming offense met with a swarming defense, though, and Slashimi finally able to get through, but that was not easy over the first apex. But this jam continues. 24 points. I've seen as much of a 28-point jam today. Is Slashimi going to get through for one more pass? Only a few seconds left. She gets knocked to the inside. I don't think she's going to get all 4.
That was pretty good, though.
Waiting for the ref to put up that signal. I think it's at least 2, if not 3, for that point in the box. There it is, 3 points. So a 27-point jam for Slashimi.
Wow.
I'm tired just thinking about that. It's a lot of laps.
I want to see Windsor assault. Do a little assaulting here. Hopefully they'll pick up the game now.
A timeout called as the jam ref goes to confirm the amount of scoring passes, but I'm pretty sure we're short 3 on that final pass.
I think when the opposing team racks up a lot of points in one jam like that, it makes you want to come out fighting. You know, maybe we're not going to win this one, but we're not going to let them take it so easy, you know? So I have a feeling these blockers are going to step up their defense now.
And this would be the second loss. This would eliminate Windsor from the Fresh and the Furious tournament with the loss.
Derby Nerd's got his
I'm going to confirm that.
bracket out here. And
well, they were playing in the bubble
paperwork.
Earlier.
So not my forte.
That's right. And we
I just rely on what he tells me.
They did lose to the Quebecoisie, 131-99. So this would be their second loss if the score stands as it does right now. And P-Cakes is going to try and make that happen. A nice move up on one leg.
Twirl out there. Yeah. That was cute. I like that.
You know, I mean, she didn't get a lot of skate time at the Gorgo RollerGirls this year, but just training, I think, in the Toronto House League, that level that you'll see at practice every day is such an advantage. Vonnegut's through.
Yeah, but P-Cake just called it off. All in vain.
Did get 4. It's just a time game right now for the Vipers. They try and hold on.
Vonnegut's had a good jam anyway.
Yeah.
He just looks pretty happy. Number 567 is jumping around there.
She got through. And it looks like Toronto might be calling an official review here. I can only speculate what that would be out. Maybe just trying to take a timeout. We'll see. You can see the Captain Roncesvallian, and which is one of my favorite names. I was talking about this earlier about how every year I come to Fresh and Furious and I expect the names to kind of fade away because people.
It's all been done.
Yeah, it's all been done, but every year I just see better and better names.
And it's good when the name brings out your personality. It's like that's the hood Roncesvallian lives in, right?
Yeah.
If anybody's from Toronto, it's Roncesvalles is the area.
Yeah. I'm sure it'd probably be unpronounceable to anyone from outside of Toronto. Like, what?
What's a Roncesvallian?
Ronkess?
I sometimes call her Raunchy Villain.
Raunchy, yeah. And the 504, just to get even more Toronto specific, is the streetcar that runs exclusively up and down Roncesvalles. So, again, if you're not from Toronto, probably missing all of the nuances of those calls. But there are a lot of names like that throughout. I'm sure that everyone's getting the Windsor A-Salt, right? Windsor Salt is a big brand of salt in this country. But yeah, the punny names just keep getting punnier every year, remarkably. There used to be, as you know, it was called Two Evils, which was a database of all the names in Derby.
It's probably still up, right?
But it hasn't been updated in years. And there was a time it was started when there was only something like 30 teams in the world.
The list got too long.
Yeah,
too long.
And
they broke
as
the internet.
Exactly, as the sport expanded and started to realize that maybe it doesn't matter if there's a house league skater in Sydney, Australia, with the same name as a house league skater from Thunder Bay, Ontario. Maybe that's okay.
Well, we do have a few gnarly Quins.
Yeah, exactly.
And a gnarly Sin.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter anymore.
We had two freight trains there briefly skating at the WFTDA Division 1 level, so in the same division as well. It's okay. People point out all the time that in hockey, for example, you have skaters with the same names. Mm-hmm. Mike Smith, for example, isn't going to change his name, so he doesn't have the same name as the other Mike Smith.
Your real name, yes. Yeah. I don't have that problem. Candy Sass is my real name, and nobody else seems to skate under it, so not an issue.
People have been calling me a nerd my whole life. I assume it's my real name as well. Maybe I have another one I've just forgotten. So again, you are watching Fresh and Furious 2017. I'm the Derby Nerd here with Candy Sass, if we didn't just give that away.
Yeah.
Toronto Vipers, we are in the consolation bracket, so Toronto Vipers up 94-30 right now, looking to advance in this tournament. A really long official review.
Is this legal? Is this timeout legal?
Well,
we have more games to play.
Yeah, the explanation is just taking a long time. Next game will be here at 2:40. We're just roughly about on time right now. And as long as this official review doesn't extend too much further beyond this 3 minutes, it's already gone.
You did have enough time to run for another Mill Street beer.
Yeah, that's right.
We missed it, unfortunately. That was a beer moment.
Refs now conferring once again.
It almost looks like both teams are starting to just hang out with each other on the track. It's like
So I've been giving out tidbits of history all day, and just a reminder, this is the 8th edition, if you count the 2008 Virgin Suicides Brawl, which was a 16 round-robin style tournament won by the Death Row Dames in a thrilling 21-20 victory over the Slaughter Daughters.
Oh yeah, my home Hammer City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
is now Hammer City Roller Derby.
That's right.
They've updated their name.
As many leagues have done, as we've seen Tri-City do as well. Locally.
They're not here, though, are they?
No.
Are any other skaters on one of these merged teams?
Not explicitly, but some could have snuck in.
Yeah. I don't know.
But the Death Row Dames were Hammer City's third roller derby team. Now defunct.
Yeah, that was started by MC, Miscarriage.
Oh, yeah.
Headed that team when they first started up.
That's right. It was after the fall of the Steeltown Tank Girls.
She's still playing with Hammer City.
Yep. One of the few remaining veterans from 2006, along with Mia Culprit, Boxcar, both in Toronto, still around.
I don't know if you noticed, but Skate of Emergency just
Yep.
skated out again.
Oh yeah, that official review ended. I had been lulled into forgetting that we were actually in the middle of a derby game.
He got all nerdy on me.
So the official review is over.
Ooh, defense tried really hard there, but got taken out by Blossom. Blossom took out the defense.
If that's all it takes. 2.5 to go now. Toronto with the lead jammer status and a big lead, just looking to work the clock.
Oh, we got Vonnegut's 5, 6, 7 back in there.
And again, just that. Blossom with a huge hit.
That's not going to take her down. I
Ouch.
see so much jumpy happiness out of this jammer. Nothing's going to bring that one down. I can't see it happening.
And I loved
Hit after
FBI.
hit.
Blossom's teammate couldn't help but smile widely after that hit. Skate of Emergency, just that ability to use the whole track to move laterally. And a lot of these skaters just don't have the experience to keep up with that, know how to work the edges of their wheels.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
Oh, darn.
And Skate, I don't know how many years she skated with Toronto Junior Roller Derby, but
I
quite a
told you
few.
so. Vonneguts is out. See? Nothing's going to hold that little jammer down.
She is scrappy.
Yeah.
Vonna gets through, no points, but did force the call off, stopped the run at 14, so Toronto now in control. 1:08:30 with 1:20 left.
I wonder who's going to win this one.
With a maximum 2 jams remaining, it would take an unbelievably intense record-setting jam.
I can't wait to see it. I'm going to say I told you so.
82 points.
Ooh, I thought maybe Crowbar was going to get out there.
Gorge with a nice hit, and that bought enough time for Slashimi to get through and pick up lead jammer status, so Toronto now in control of this jam as well.
That was 2 blockers, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they could play it out if they wanted to.
Oh.
Crowbar getting eased out at turn 1.
Drawn back. Sashimi back on the inside line again, jump through the apex.
And she did call it off, so Toronto.
That was a good call, too,
Yep.
considering the jammer was right in the back there.
Now there's under 30 seconds left, so unless a team calls a timeout, that will be our final jam of this game. I don't see why Toronto would want to call a timeout, so I guess it's going to be up for Windsor to see if they want to get another jam in. Their day is done, sadly, for those Windsor fans out there. Back-to-back losses for Windsor Assault. Tough matchups, though,
Yeah.
against Le
Well,
Québécois.
considering the last game with Vipers and Smash Squad.
Yeah.
Remember how close that was? Yeah,
And-
this is a different game altogether.
Absolutely. And Toronto, I'm sure, happy for an easier game after an incredibly heartbreaking loss to the Smash Squad early on. And the game clock has ended. The teams don't seem to be aware of that, but the referee crew does. The game has ended. And there it is, the
There's the
official
whistle.
call. Windsor Assault. Seemed a little anticlimactic, the ending.
Yeah. Well, let's make it exciting. The win for Torrid Vipers, 115. Windsor Assault, 31. Let's hear it for both teams, because there are no losers.
That's right. All right, so we are going to take a quick break. Looks like we're roughly on track here in Ted Reeve Arena. Next game is scheduled in 11 minutes. It'll probably be closer to 13 or 14 when teams get their warm-ups done. So Toronto Roller Derby moving on. Windsor Assault, the first team to be officially eliminated from contention here at Fresh and Furious 2015. Candy Sass, final thoughts. What do you think about this Toronto team? How do they look moving forward in this tournament?
2015?
Sorry?
Did you just say 15?
Did I? I could have.
FNF Derby 2017.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just hearing things.
Oh, yeah, I could. I very well could have done that, but yeah, Toronto looking good moving forward in the tournament.
Yes, looking good.
All right, well, that's going to be it for Candy Sass. I'm the Derby Nerd. Thank you, and continue to tune in all day here at layer9.ca and watch Fresh and Furious 2017.
Thank you, Derby Nerd. Ciao.
I probably did.
Like his score is 115.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm hearing things. That was so Actually.
Pretty one-sided game. Okay, it started off kind of close. You know what? I am going to grab a beer before the next game. Are you on? You're on a house call next? Oh no, you got a game off.
Maybe I'll do camera.
Oh, you're going to.
Yeah.
Who am I on?
You're on all day.
Well, no, I'm done. I'm leaving early.
Oh, you're leaving early too?
Yeah, I'm leaving early too. So Jax was just like, I said, load me up to keep your voices fresh.
I gotta go to
And the final score, Toronto Vipers 115, Windsor Easall 31.
That was a long timeout before that. What did you say during the timeout? It went on forever.
Nothing. I actually didn't know exactly what to say. So I felt like for this first one, I just wanted to keep it. Yeah, I wanted to keep it kind of more arena announcery as opposed to like as opposed to. Yeah, I still need to get a feel for what's going on and
I'm just
everything.
wondering where did the timeout was. They're not normally that.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
yeah. I just tried to announce what was officially there. So like it was like there was so when the timeout happened, and to say, all right, that there was a review on the last play basically. Who's the jammer and who's in the penalty box. So
Yeah, your voice didn't get better. It was more listening to them.
thanks.
Banter. It's kind of a tough game to call because it wasn't too much.
It's true.
It's like, oh, the skate's coming through again.
Yeah, I think that's why I felt like I felt it was more appropriate to stay, just not even like that, just being the arena announcer, like Toronto penalty, the number or whatever. But
I had fun the first time I did it. I didn't want to do it last year. I was like really nervous about it.
yeah,
And then once I got the mic in my hand, I started to get. I was having fun.
yeah.
Like being on stage.
Definitely.
I was actually more so last year. I was like calling out the skaters, and like when there was like a timeout or whatever, I would like talk about the skaters and stuff. I sneak up behind you. Like,
Oh, that's a thing. You can
no,
actually.
you're not supposed to do it.
Okay.
I was being silly. But I was like actually scaring them because they didn't know I was over there. They could hear the voice,
Okay.
but nobody knows that you're there.
Right.
And they can kind of get away with stuff because it's fresh meat, kind of freshly made, right?
Right.
For cramping swearing.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to do. Especially when the skater's name is Holy Shit.
Yeah, exactly. They did that on what's this Conan, where they were interviewing Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy from Schitt's Creek. So anytime they actually said the name, they actually had to overlay the title onto the screen.
I played with the university years ago, and they played a game, it was Dutchland Tours. And where they're from is a very religious community.
Oh wow, okay.
So when they got the roster list of names, they cleaned it up, but they didn't tell the skaters.
Oh no way.
So the skaters came out, and all of a sudden their names had changed.
Right.
They
Oh,
were the
okay.
announcer, and it was like totally weird. Her name was Bitch Slap Barbie, and they called her like Bee Slap Barbie or something. Like they just totally messed up their names because it was a religious community.
Right.
Their names weren't even that bad.
Yeah.
But they thought it was
Yeah.
too risque. Like, you can think,
I could see how that would happen.
but it was just funny because they didn't tell the players.
Right.
They just totally announced it. Their uniform missed it.
Right.
How'd it go?
Interesting. I wasn't sure if it was if I wasn't sure if I was calling enough, so or too much. So I think what I just did was I just stuck to kind of like Andy Frost kind of arena announcing.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then just
You know,
disappear.
I think that's fine. Like, usually, I mean, I don't do a lot of house announcing,
Yeah.
but it's usually you're working with a crowd, right? A bigger crowd, and so you kind of go how they go. But here in this venue, it's kind of tough. You're mostly calling to the other teams, or vendors, or the teams you're playing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's a good approach.
That's
Kind
the
of back
idea,
off. So,
because you want to be back there to see who's on the lineup and if you're going to have them come over.
That's true. That's true.
Try to come around. It's hard to get the game going when you can't be in the
In the zone.
zone
Yeah.
or whatever. Kind of makes it hard. Yeah, you can't work at home.
all that talk about a real street.
Yeah, I used to work there when before they got the Irish.
Oh yeah.
The guy who, what's his name? The guy who started it all. Used to hang out at the pub there. Jim. He hired me. I used to give up free snacks. Hang out on that.
Great job. Everyone loves you.
Yeah, it was the only job I never got complaints. Everybody thought I was the best person in the world. It was awesome. It was like mascot or something. It was a great gig. It's kind of sad that he sold off.
Yeah. Well,
I asked him to be a sponsor, and he said no.
I think it's tough to it down to because I think they have. Oh, Hammer City.
No.
So I was gonna say.
No, it wasn't. It was this time.
Yeah.
Not tour. It was.
Oh, the roller jets. Oh my God, I was forgetting about that.
I was at George Ballerina.
Right. It's mine. Is it yours? Scribbles on it.
Was on the table.
Here you go.
No, but was there another? There's a room.
Oh, that's okay.
Thank you. Last room on the left.
Down to the very, very end.
Very end. Yeah. That's a good game.
I think they have me informed, which I can't do because I am really young.
Bucks can handle it on its own by then. An expert.
Whoever has to place it on jacks, I absolutely can.
Yeah, we might have to be alone at 4.
Okay. Alrighty.
It's okay.
I'll make more. I'll continue making notes.
Sponsor reads. Lots of sponsor reads.
That's true. That's what I did. I read during the timeout. I read the vendors out. So yeah. Yeah.
It's not like that.
I think it should be illegal. Unfortunately, refs can take as long as they want.
Welcome back, everyone, to Ted Reeve Arena and the Layer9.ca production of the Fresh and the Furious 2017. I'm the Derby Nerd, once again joined by Jam Solo.
How you doing?
And we are continuing on here in our elimination bracket. So the Forest City Derby Girl Thicket versus North and Central Roller Derby, the mix of 4 leagues. Both these teams sitting on 1 loss, so 1 more will see them eliminated. So a lot on the line. It's Thicket in the green, and the black is Central, and Smartash picks up lead jammer status.
She just kind of snuck through there on the outside.
Coming around now, it's a power jam opportunity as Hardcore Hazard had headed to the penalty box. Oh! Smartash going chest to chest with Dominatrix. Grand Slam awarded. Smartash takes a big hit. Great battle from between Dominatrix and Smartash on this jam.
They're in some penalty trouble, though. They've got another blocker going to the box. They're still down to 2. Seem to be working well with it, though.
Hardcore Hazard has completed her initial pass. Another scoring pass, though, for Smartash. Not going to call it off, and that allows Hardcore Hazard to sneak through and steal 4. Smartash does have control of this jam, but Hardcore Hazard is now past her and will pass her in points as well. Forest City Derby Girls, of course, one of the venerable leagues, not only in Ontario, but in Canada, really, formed in 2007. So 10 years.
It's a long time in roller derby.
That is. That's almost forever in Canadian roller derby.
Yes.
Almost forever, not quite. I think they were still, you can still consider them part of that tail end of that first wave.
And what about North and Central? Are they made up of quite a few teams?
Yes, they have been around for probably 2 months. No. Yeah, made up of teams from Orangeville Roller Girls, Norfolk Roller Derby, South Simcoe, and Wellington. They still have yet, oh no, they did pick up 1 lead jammer status though, but 2 in a row now going to Forest City.
They're into a power jam now.
So Forest City down by 1, looking to take their lead, and Red Rebel gets through on the inside for 5. And that will tick the score over into their favor now, up 14-10.
It's a big hit by Baskin Robbins.
Sass will kill you a little early on the offense. Yeah, Baskin Robbins having a heck of a day for North and Central.
Those skates.
Absolutely. Yeah, and for by the jam.
Yes. Yeah. It's a day of learning.
A lot of crowd support here for North and Central. Happy about that steal again from Catherine Crush. That pulls them a little bit closer now, 23-14, coming up to the 4-minute mark of this game. Again, we are in the consolation bracket. You must win the consolation bracket to have another shot at the Fresh and Furious title. It's going to be 5-on-5.
Can't quite make out who's on those jammer lines yet.
Full packs, both in our way.
Looks like Rocket Launcher gets lead jam on that, leaning mean hard behind her.
A lot of exposed North Central points, though, at the back of that pack. So it's going to have to be a burst of speed here and a quick call-off.
Oh, that's a big hit. Big hit by Rogue.
And Rogue may have saved points. There's some conferring going on between the inside pack ref and the jammer ref.
I noticed as the day's gone on, the walls are getting a lot tighter and it's slowing down.
Yeah, I think facing competition that you don't know is such an important thing early on. And 2 points being added finally after a lot of discussion. So there was a quick steal of 2 there. But yeah, we're seeing these skaters come together in front of us. A big collapse. And the pack just couldn't quite recover, and that meant an easy pass for Smartash. A huge hit right in front of us.
That was the Cass Asylum, I believe her name.
Firmeldehad was the blocker on the other end of that.
Now Smartash taking 2 down.
And quickly working through to the outside. Finally, Smartash is taken down, but not out of bounds by Red Rebel. And Vienna bench imploring her to call it off. Finally figures it out. But was it in time? No, it was not. A full steal of 4 for Thicket. And that's one of the biggest things I'm noticing at Fresh and Furious is the call-offs.
Yep.
You know, and I understand. I've played very little in my life, but I've had the opportunity to jam on occasion, and you just, especially when you're a little bit inexperienced, you forget about the rest of the world.
When you're scoring points, you just want to keep scoring the points, and then you finally hear it after the 15th or 16th time, and you call it.
Yeah, out of the corner of the eye, you see the bench frantically jumping up and down and waving.
You're not sure if they're doing the wave or if they're talking to you.
They're just cheering your point-scoring ability. All right, rocket launcher jamming for North and Central. Tried to get through on the outside. Got hit down by Hardcore Hazard. Meanwhile, Saskatchewan almost made it through, but just snuck into the inside, forced to reset. Lots of skater. We do have a skater down.
Yeah, she went down on that ankle kind of awkwardly.
And they're calling for EMTs. She did go down awkwardly, and EMTs are now coming to her aid, so we will see how this plays out. Skaters being directed back to their bench as, I just noticed that Torque Himeda is on the bench for the Thicket. A longtime skater for Forest City Derby Girls. Here's a bit of an interesting nerd fact. The Forest City Derby Girls took part in the Virgin Suicides Brawl back in 2008, which was the precursor to the Fresh and Furious tournament. And that was the Thames Fatale back at the time. The first ever team out of Forest City was a team called the London Thrashers.
Thrashers.
And they existed until 2008, played in the first Beast of the East tournament. They eventually were replaced by the Luscious Lunch Ladies, another team that no longer exists, but what a fantastic name.
That's a good name.
Yes. They had a great logo, too.
How long have you yourself been a part of Derby?
Well, I was a fan back in the days in Montreal, and I didn't start announcing until 2010, but I've been a fan since 2007. When I lived in Montreal during the first 2 seasons of Montreal Roller Derby.
Mm-hmm.
And was basically just an obnoxious fan for a couple of years.
The first time I heard you announcing, I was quite impressed because you engage the crowd. And I've heard a lot of announcers throughout my time in Derby, and you really you rock it.
Thanks. I have to admit, I didn't start announcing really in-house at all until Durham Region Roller Derby gave me that opportunity.
Really?
Back in, 2011, 12, whenever they formed, and I'd been stuck on the stream until that time. So this does look bad, this injury in the middle of the track. They're having a hard time getting her skate off as well, so this could take a little bit of time. How did you get involved in roller derby, since you're asking, back in Moncton?
I used to work at Blue Cross, and someone brought a poster in one day, and they asked me if I knew anything about roller derby, and I said, oh yeah, I used to watch Roller Jam back in the day. And they said, no, it's real roller derby. And I said, really? So I went to this open house practice kind of thing. They were looking for refs. And within 10 minutes, I had already found who had the gear, had my gear ordered. And they asked me halfway through, they said, do you think you'd be interested in doing something like this? And I said, I've already ordered the gear. I'm ready to go. So I began reffing, and then I became part of a league down there, which was called DRD, Dieppe Roller Derby.
Dieppe Roller Derby, yes. I do remember that.
And I reffed with them for a bit, but then I kind of started training, and that's, I guess, where Jam Solo, the coach, was born. And we had a team called Hits and Sass. We played one game. It was a pretty good game. Borrowed some players from St. John, and from there I got in with Muddy River Rollers, reffed a lot, and eventually moved out here. I kind of stepped away from it for a bit, but then I contacted Yogi at Durham Region Roller Derby, and the rest is history. I coach the Madams now and help out with the farmers, and used to bench manage with the Smashers. Great league.
Yogi working this weekend with the Stripes.
Yeah, she's really doing well with the reffing. She's putting a lot into it.
A former skater with the Adam Smashers at Durham Region Roller Derby. A bit of an announcer as well.
Yeah, she's dabbled in that.
Yeah, I've worked with her for Rogers TV as well.
The beautiful thing about roller derby, because I've moved a lot in my life, and this is the one thing that when I became a part of a roller derby league, it allows you to meet people and make friends instead of it's really hard to do that. Otherwise, you got to go out and try to meet people in the real world. But we have our own little world here.
The Derby bubble.
And everybody's pretty close because I grew up playing hockey too, and you didn't dare go to the same after party as the team you played in a hockey game. But
right.
Here, everybody gets together, so it's good.
Yeah, they usually start talking about the after party like halfway through the second half as well.
Exactly.
Sometimes. Yeah. No, the sense of community, I think, is really strong in roller derby, and you just get involved. I'm surprised I managed to last 2 years as a fan before somebody finally said, look, you yell too much. Here's a microphone. Put that energy to use. It's hard not to get wrapped up in the sport of roller derby.
And it's once you understand it, it's a pretty exciting sport to watch.
So we still have a skater down. We may pause the broadcast here if we can get a sense of how long we think this injury timeout may be. Meantime, you'll have to just listen to us patter back and forth here. There hasn't been any motion toward, at least that we can see, toward calling an ambulance. The skater now is smiling.
I think she's rolled it. They've got an ice pack on there, and they're wrapping that around it.
So we're going to hope that potentially isn't a break, although a sprained ankle can be just as, you can be out for just as long with a sprain.
She fell on it awkwardly, and you never want to see that.
No. And as we can see, I mean, collisions happen in this tournament, and you have bodies falling. You've got people who have been skating on quads or just skating in general for less than a year.
Exactly.
And so it takes some time to adjust.
And they play back-to-back games in some cases here.
Okay, so I think we are going to take a bit of a break. So we're going to pause the broadcast. We will remain live so that we can jump right back in when this game gets underway. If you're just tuning in, it's North and Central and the Four City RollerGirls Thicket playing in a elimination game here in the consolation bracket. We do have a skater down for injury, so we are going to take a pause here with 12:45 left to go. And we'll be back with an update as soon as possible. But thank you again for your patience. Stay tuned to layer9.ca for updates.
Yeah, if they call an ambulance, it could be a while. William, we jumped off.
Yeah, I know, but like,
Yeah, just to let you know.
There's not a better team. There's not a better team.
I thank you twice.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
We were just talking about you.
It doesn't look as bad as it did initially, but there's something wrong.
It's not quite right, right?
Yeah.
She fell on it kind of awkwardly, so I don't know.
more sticky, and it's stickier in some spots than others, right? Just the way it is.
How's it going in the bubble?
It was good. Our Ladies of Pain won, and Quebec won, and I think they're playing each other soon, which will be a really good matchup. We'll probably see them again, right? I'm in here next. I don't know. It'll be a while. But
Yes. And it looks like they are calling.
we're on the call.
I think they're calling an ambulance.
Oh, I hope so.
Every year it seems like there's one major injury at the tournament.
Usually it was in the bubble
Yeah.
where the sport court was.
Yeah.
Right?
They took that out? No more sport court?
No, it's really slippery. Like
Well, yeah.
completely the opposite.
This is super sticky and that's
It's super slippery.
Sean got a good shot.
Oh,
I think that good is the right
yeah.
but good shot.
He's a yeah.
It's better. But when she came up, it went back into place. It didn't like stay displaced, you know?
Sounds a good shot, did you?
Amazing. Oh my goodness.
I was really happy with that one.
Oh, Sean got a couple of shots from ECPX that make me look really good.
I did
Like I know what I'm
just in that,
doing.
so it was a
Yeah, how was it?
So good. It was so awesome.
yeah, both the Montreal games.
I got 2 of the 3 Montreal games. They're the only 2 games I actually left, but they were.
You stayed in the pool on day 3?
We stayed in the pool. Well, no, they went to girlfriend on Saturday.
That's the borderline. Oh, nice.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
There's another one. Yeah, both of them were
And let me tell you, it's really hard to get good shots in the outside pack.
Well, you
The angle
managed
is all
twice.
wrong,
You
right?
managed twice. And this one proves that
Yeah, with
Montreal was
in the background.
there.
And Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second of those Montreal games was a lot of fun because it was regulation instead of sanctioned against Madison. So they put out all of their blockers as jammers.
Right. Why
And
was that
Madison
game?
was just having a blast. They were
Why was
having
that game
fun.
regulation?
I think because it was such a big mismatch.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But it turned out to be the best game of the entire thing because it was
Right.
all smiles and happiness.
Yeah.
And
It'll all come together.
There's a message up now on the stream saying it's a timeout.
Thank you. Stretch. It's Saturn. Yeah, when they're not. That's why I wondered if it wasn't there. I know. But it didn't pop back into place. It popped back.
this thing, house thing.
Oh, you haven't done house yet? House is fun.
Scared, dude.
What?
Scared.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Remember, most of them know way less about Derby than you do.
And most don't even listen to me. That's what I'll have to do. Just pretend like nobody's
You're just talking to yourself. Just talking to myself.
saying things. This is fun though. I like this part.
So, last memories of the color. Watchers. When I had boycotted the Smash.
I remember. I watched that game. That's is that what Gibson?
Yeah, it was Gibson. The last Gibson.
Boycotting.
Just a little bit of a boycott.
Should do that again.
I'm, yeah, I made a deal with the devil. I needed some stuff. So after that, I took a deal with him. Told him before he sucked all the time.
You're gonna call like probably 30 penalties in the first half. A lot of elbows, a lot of forearms.
Yeah, well they know it. I call them a practice. A lot of instruction, a lot of direction.
A lot of direction.
Like I'm like, you guys, this is great that you're trying to do this, all this fancy shit, but guess what?
It's illegal.
Do it right.
Yes.
Because the line that, you know, right to wrong is about this wide, and most of your skaters aren't going to hold much. And I'm just like, you want me to tell you, I'll tell you. And that's my eyes, and other people's eyes aren't even,
But
right?
do you want to know the best perspective you can get on your game? People that skate around your game the entire time it's being played. That's the strikes. They see everything.
They've asked me. Like they get it. They know. Well, Betty was a little bit. She's everybody else
I know. It's just the tube, and I call it that because I'm trying to be hip. But the attitude is being. Let's just say it's being noticed by many, many people. So it's only gonna go on for so long. That's why I just step back.
I had a real honest chat.
They all lived upstairs. Now you don't have pettiness. And I said very clearly, I will not be your best friend. I'm a taller person and I can do it. I got my patch. No, well, you can't. Well, not just that, but if you're coaching and you're playing, you can't. Like, there's just no way. We'll see what they do. You know, they posted something about I think they got
got to try and recruit some people. I don't know how to do it. Maybe the referee. Well,
The thing is, it's
it's a tough beast
but
to.
it can't. They've got to change the way that they train. And it's starting to. That's starting to change. But I feel like it's just really. Like hockey.
But it's a two-way street too. It's hard to meet people that you don't know and bring them in and be like, okay, so you're a ref. I say this about guys.
Yeah.
I've seen a few guys that came there, and some of them came and went for reasons. It's like, don't want to bring that because then,
Oh yeah, you can't.
then
You
that
gotta be
makes
careful.
us guys look bad.
Yeah.
But I was one guy. He added every girl in the league within 3 days on Facebook. And then he started messaging me. Some of them were messaging me and they're like, this guy's creeping me out, he's messaging me. I'm like, okay, I'll try and do something about it. And they're like, yeah, but you didn't even add me to Facebook, I added you. And I'm like, that's what I do.
That's the way it should be.
I don't want to be that. But he was removed pretty quickly. That was diffused quick.
Sucks though, right?
Just hard to trust people.
Yeah. Well, what are your intentions?
I hope it's just a spring an awful lot of stuff like that.
And then the other one, you'll see what I'm doing.
The thing is, there's so many things that you can break.
Oh God.
Perfect.
Oh my God.
And then the second one.
Some kind of a code.
And instead of like 9 perfect points, it's going to be 3. Which is theoretically. Ready? So, well, yeah, I'll see it get like when I like which one's better. Because I've never been like a 9 point is better.
I wonder if the farmers
I feel
won.
like that's what's gonna.
So I wonder if the farmers won or lost. The game should be done. Yeah, they started at 2:40.
51. Well, 9, 1,
20, yeah. But 20 is not good. 9 means
yeah, but the little group.
I tried, yeah.
Well, you know how the technology goes, or like more specifically, like when they did it in stuff. That I thought, yeah, I don't know.
little bit of contact, and then she spun around, and it was kind of like everybody caught up to that, and then it's kind of like the hell, what happened here? Because it happened on the inside, because they all came around. Because I think the jammer was coming, and she had like tried to spin around, and she hit someone, and she was kind of going back awkwardly anyway. But I think she caught herself, and then couldn't really see it. But then suddenly she's down, and I seen she was struggling a bit.
I think it's a boy. I didn't see it in that gym.
She was definitely spun around awkwardly when she fell. Yeah.
Good job, buddy. Haven't had a chance to hear you.
It's the same old thing. Just following Derby's or Nerds lead.
Good job, buddy.
And we're back to the 2017 Fresh and Furious. Big thanks to the EMSs for dealing with potentially pretty serious injury fairly quickly. A 30-minute timeout. We're a little bit behind. But yeah, a good quick work considering we had to call in an ambulance.
Yep. They got here as fast as they could.
Yep. We are out in the east end of the Greater Toronto area right now. But game is back underway, and the Thicket are nursing a very small lead against North and Central.
Smart ash busted for Luke Jam.
And we've got another skater down, Red Rebel, the jammer for the Thicket. Another injury to a Thicket skater, and we're into an injury timeout yet again.
This is really not something you want to see right now.
No. Now, she does seem to be okay. She actually had a conversation with the outside pack ref, we can say, and the pack ref asked if she wanted to stop the jam because she was not in the gameplay, and Red Rebel did say yes, so she obviously was not ready to continue that jam. And as opposed to leaving her team without a jammer, she did stop it. So we are, again, following WFTD rules, so if Red Rebel is okay, she will have to sit out for 3 jams.
Absolutely, yep. She looks to be moving the foot around.
Yep.
It's a little shaky.
Now, they were both teams were given time to warm up again. That cut into the 30-minute delay as well. So, yeah, the EMTs were actually quicker than the 34 minutes. But so both teams did warm up. They didn't go back onto the track cold. But, yeah, another injury timeout, Jam Solo. We're getting a lot of opportunity to talk about things other than what's happening on the track.
I have an update from the bubble.
Okay, what's the update from the bubble?
The Farmers are in overtime in their game. I just received a text 2 seconds ago.
Overtime?
I'm not sure who they're playing. Phone vibrated and it said Farmers are in overtime.
Huh, wow.
That's happening.
A rare overtime Fresh and Furious game. I can think of very few, if any.
I've only seen one overtime game, and it happened to be, it wasn't the championship game, it was the semifinal, I believe.
Of?
It was a tournament.
Oh, Windsor, Winter Wipeout?
It might have been Winter Wipeout. I can't remember which one, but I know I was reffing it, and I don't know who was more nervous, the players or us refs.
I've seen a few. I've had the pleasure of seeing a few overtime games in my life. Not many. The only game I was actually calling was a game in Kingston many years ago, a back-to-school game when Kingston still had the house league teams.
They're going into overtime on the other track.
And we are getting confirmation that, yes, the overtime has started on the other track. So if you want to stop listening to us right now and pop over to the bubble stream and catch the overtime game.
Catch up with you guys later.
It's Derby. It's the Durham Region Roller Derby.
No, it's Dirty Farmers against the Lansing guys.
And Lansing, the Ann Arbor Lansing merged team is playing in overtime. And that's an elimination game, too. So
Yes,
it's a must-win for one of those two teams. So that's very exciting if you want to pop over. It looks like we're going to get this game back underway in just a few more minutes, but you got a few minutes to catch. You know that the overtime jam will only be 2 minutes. Still haven't started yet, but the referees are getting set at Jam Solo, as you mentioned. Not a lot of refs even have an opportunity to get experience in overtime games. So
No, not really. It happens fast, and usually there's the one that I was in, there was an official review, of course.
Yeah.
And but what was requested, they didn't win their official review. But it added to the length of time, and as we see the ref huddle in the center right now, we were in one of those for a good 15 minutes.
Yep.
But you got to have the right answer.
That's right, you do. And it looks like that overtime jam almost ready to get on the way. The skaters now on the track. We actually have a feed here from the bubble as well. It's tied 57-57. So a big matchup now, the Dirty Farmers and, the Dixons, the mixed Michigan team in overtime in a sudden death elimination game. So if you want to tune into that, or we'll just try and talk you through it as well. But yeah, there was an overtime game at the Beast of the East tournament this year. Rare, only the second one in the 11-year history of that tournament. So overtimes are very rare, and And speaking, actually, I'm just reminded of the first ever Division II, WFTDA Division II tournament. There was an overtime game, and the jam timer didn't realize that it was a 2-minute jam and blew the whistle halfway through, very controversially. So that overtime jam now is underway in the bubble. If you've never seen roller derby overtime, it's 2 minutes, scoring right from the start, so you don't need to get the initial lap in, and it's whoever scores the most points wins.
I think they've both got through once. And I can't believe that jam timer must have... I wouldn't have wanted to have been that jam timer.
And it looks like one of those passes for the Dixons over on the other track was a grand slam. But the Farmers did just hold up the Dixons jammer. Sorry, we're caught up now watching this overtime game.
It's hard to see the score when they're down here.
But exciting, yeah. One of the first, if not the first, overtime game in Fresh and Furious history that I can remember. We've had some tight games even in the finals, but very rarely have I seen an overtime game.
I don't think there's any blockers for... Oh, they've got one out there now. 2 out. I think they just traded.
Farmers are on a power jam.
Oh, the Farmers now on a power jam in overtime.
That's huge.
Very big. Farmers have a tendency to lose heartbreaking elimination games in this tournament, so it'd be wonderful to see them win one.
I was part of one. I can't remember. I think it was 2 years ago. It was down to the last jam, and I saw the points, and I knew the other team had one more point than us, but I was hoping by some miracle that we were going to go to overtime, but no. The final score, we lost by 1.
When the scoreboard update's just a little bit delayed, it can be heartbreaking. But it looks like the Farmers have taken control of this overtime game, and they've won it. The whistle has blown, so the Dirty Farmers live to fight another bout. They will move on in the consolation bracket of the Fresh and Furious tournament. So they win 88-73, eliminating the mixed Michigan team. So congratulations to the Dirty Farmers.
Congratulations.
And here it looks like we are moving into another long injury timeout. So I think we may take another broadcast break here at Reeve Arena. We were back with you for a whole minute.
Was it, a minute and a half maybe?
Yeah, of gameplay. So a second injury timeout again. Thank you for your patience today, of course. The physical well-being of the skaters is utmost in this tournament. And we'll be back after another short break here at Fresh and Furious 2017.
The weirdest game I've ever called. And they're calling another ambulance?
I think she has. Like I've seen a couple of injuries in the game, but I've never.
No.
First time I've ever seen 2 ambulances. Which is strange because she was moving a foot.
Yeah. But she couldn't put any weight on her. She tried to stand.
She tried to get out there. Boys, that's got to send some nerves over on the bench right now. Looked a little nervous going back after that first one.
Yeah.
Saying the floor is really sticky. And they said it was bad here and bad over on that front of the penalty box.
Oh, yeah? So the 2 odd turns.
That's where you just have to catch your wheel a little bit with someone pushing you. And your foot does something weird.
How did the announcer table go? It's good. We spent a lot of time talking this game without really. It's so we. Get off my knees.
Yeah.
That's rough.
2 back-to-back. Oh. About 40 minutes ago. Good estimation. 40, not 40, 45 minutes.
Because it was like 28 minutes, which I thought was really quick.
Yeah, I thought we can come from this.
Yeah.
The Farmers game just finished.
Farmers won in overtime.
Nice.
Yeah.
You got to watch it on the tablet here.
Yeah. And like,
Still in
like
it.
15 points too. Like they just
Still in it.
Still in it.
Smash Squad. These Quebec teams have
Smash Squad looks good today.
I haven't seen them yet.
Oh, they're beatable. They're beatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
They've got a few really good players. But they're not as like deep as they have been.
Right.
The Jammers have been getting some gifts.
Yeah.
Inside and outside lines wide open. Vipers doing good job.
Yeah, Vipers look really. I wasn't sure because, like I said, this year I've seen them. They look good, but they have this core of transfers that are really good, and they're not here obviously. Right. So
No, I did one game. The game before this one was Vipers, and they looked alright.
yeah, they won that one. They dominated that one. Yeah.
Was that Windsor?
Yeah.
Yes. They beat Windsor.
Like 70, 80 points.
Yeah, it was a big.
Yeah. It was no question. This one still can go either way.
Yeah, this one's been 9-point deficit for
For the last pretty fun.
We've only had 2 GMs in the last 45 minutes, resulting in 0 score. 0 points.
We're kind of dumbfounded here. We've seen her go down and then she's not getting up. It's like, oh,
She seemed fine. Like she was even talking to the ref, the
I
outside
remember
ref.
I was chasing, like, I could tell she was hurt when she
Yeah,
went down.
she couldn't put any weight on it. But
I thought it was a wrist or something at first, the way she fell. I guess somebody fell on her.
I don't know if it's her knee or what. At first she was doing this with her feet, but then
No, it's definitely
no more movement.
I suspect it's her.
they do.
Holy.
Taking that boot off was not very, it hurt a lot.
I think we can safely say this is the longest game in Fresh history.
Sucks that,
Dual annual? Are they calling it annual?
I don't know. I don't know at this point.
She was on the phone though.
Now then, most likely, that sucks because we need at least one of those EMS people to do this game.
They've got her off the track. Can't they continue?
Not unless we have one of those
Right.
EMS. I think Slim's trying to sort that out now.
He called back one of your calls earlier today. Yes, he was wrong about the cut on the outside.
I'm like, maybe I was wrong, but I don't think.
Because the outside.
Well, it's good to hear.
Yeah, and the outside ref nodded. I saw you let her go, and then he came in. And
Well, that's what I was looking
and
for.
do you know what it was? Is her foot went out of bounds, but it stayed above. And the outside ref was right there and looking at it.
So
It makes me feel pretty good.
Foot didn't touch.
Your foot didn't come down.
That's a tricky one to see from the inside too.
I know, but what annoyed me was that the outside ref called it. You let it go, and then you
Well,
you
he just
both
gave me
hit
the
over.
nod.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, yes,
That's
it's
the
good.
communication that we have.
Oh well.
I got in the habit of doing that a lot because it wasn't until I tried jam reffing, I'm like, now I get it.
Now you know why you
And
got
I started doing it all the time.
redundant communication all the time.
Yeah.
This is fancy. That chair's gonna break.
Probably.
That chair's gonna break. Hey, welcome to the intuition.
They want it.
I tried.
We watched it. William brought it over so we could watch it on the tablet.
We were broadcasting that.
We were actually calling the game, the other game.
Might as well, right? I should have came out earlier. No.
It won't happen right here on this.
We've had 2 games and 2 endings.
No. Could you sort it out?
Slim's on it.
So we got an EMS. Warm out.
I'm going back in.
Oh man, we're still.
Yep.
Not gonna be able to call this game.
I'll jump in on that.
Okay. Yeah. I like Lapsus. Touching on quickly, right?
He likes the game. So
Yeah.
so he was telling me when we kind of had a chance to chat.
And it's cool that at this level, you like, you know,
Yeah, because a lot of people lose interest in this stuff. I try to explain to them, well, these are like the future of these leagues. And I've seen people lose interest in the blowouts too.
In the
big blowouts.
Right.
300
Yeah.
to 2. That happens sometimes.
Can you imagine watching? Well, I was going to say, can you imagine watching any other? But then I've been watching the Jays this year. They lost like 15 won again last night. Whatever.
Yeah.
It was, 12
Yeah.
15 won last week.
The problem with baseball too, once you like drop down so far, it's such a climb. You could go on a 20-game winning streak and still be sitting 10 spots out.
Yeah. Yeah, like how Houston's up like 20-some games in their division.
That's a huge lead in baseball. Like hockey's a little different now because you have all the overtime points and stuff. But,
yeah.
But I mean, even with hockey, if you 20, 25 points out, it's a tough climb. I tried to instill a league on the East Coast. Tried to make up, grab 10 teams from all around in a 2-hour radius.
Oh yeah.
And I tried to convince them to like form a league and have like a Derby Cup that you play for. Play, I don't know, 4 games a season or something against everybody, which would amount to, I don't know, 36-game season or something like that. Just something that fans can grab a hold of and be like, okay, the last time they played so-and-so
Right, because
scored
there's
like
no
4
real
goals.
house league stuff on the East Coast. Well, just ABC's games.
That's the mentality down there. That's what people understand. So when you show them roller derby, that's what I was always asked. Well, what are they playing for? Oh, they're playing a boat tonight. So you win. Well, what do they get? They get a win. Do they get points? No. What do you mean? And then I would explain the WIFTA, if they're WIFTA still. People just, they don't even understand what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, how are they not WIFTA now? It's like, well, you gotta play so many games and explain the process now. It's asking too much. But if they have an actual structure to follow, it's a little easier.
Even regional one, yeah. Like I like what they're doing in Southern with Sword, with Guelph and Tri-City. Their house leagues now, because they both came down to just having 2 teams. They used to have 3 teams. So they decided instead of having their own individual house leagues, and instead of going ABC, they now play each other in Sword, Southwestern Ontario Rotary. Right? And I think that's awesome.
It is.
They play each other once in their league, and then they play the other one.
It's at least something, exactly. It's something to play or to strive towards.
Okay.
All right, we are back yet again.
We'll try this one more time.
This is the longest game in Fresh and Furious history. I can almost guarantee it. Another 16-minute injury timeout. This one dealt with a little bit more quickly. I mean, again, what can we do? Injuries are injuries. Our EMSs have dealt with it really expediently, as fast as they possibly could, and we're trying to keep this tournament on track. If you're still with us, it's 29-20. Forest City Derby Girls ahead of North Central.
Looks like Smart Ash is going to go out with lead jam.
So North and Central picks up the first lead jammer status after this injury timeout. We lasted half a jam last time. Let's see if we can get through a full one here.
The girls seem a little less nervous after that one.
Another big collision here at turn 1, though. Dominatrix puts a big hit into Smart Ash. Smart Ash, though, able to shrug it off, get through for the scoring pass.
She was trying to get her back for that hit before.
So Forest City down 2 skaters, including Red Rebel, one of their key jammers. Again, big collision on the backstretch.
Mean and Mean come up out of that okay.
Only 2 points, though, scored because of that collision, so only 2 skaters passed legally. Both jammers back in and scoring. Both jammers through.
Nice jammer battle going on.
Yeah, North and Central, though, likes what they see. They're going to keep this jam going. But Lean and Mean able to get through quickly last time and through again.
Smart Ash follows her.
So North and Central is going to come out on top, but not as much as I think they wanted to come out on top of. 13-10 as we hit the midway point of this game. We're obviously behind in the schedule. If you're just tuning in, you may want to click on the right-hand corner of your screen. That little eyeball up there will give you the schedule. We're going to try and keep it updated, but we are still playing the 2:40 game right now.
And we just got through 2 minutes almost. And
Yep.
we put points on the board.
That's right. Oh, yeah, that's right. We had back-to-back jams, injury jams with no points scored. Catherine Crush through, lead jammer status for North and Central in the black.
North and Central showing a real sense of urgency that they're blocking right now.
Saskatchewan is jamming for the Thicket.
Oh.
Not a forest yet, just a Thicket. Another hard fall. This game has been defined by hard falls.
You almost cringe at every fall you see right now at this point.
So North and Central back in this one, and they've just taken the lead, so a lead change here at the 9:20 mark. Catherine Crush brings her team back into the lead.
We're tied.
Oh, tied. Excuse me, 3 points.
Could we see another overtime?
Yeah.
Too early to tell yet, I guess, but I wouldn't mind seeing an overtime after everything that we've seen so far.
Yes, something to reward these skaters. And the problem with those injury timeouts, too, is what cuts in is you have to give the skaters time to warm up as well, so that there are no more injuries. Jammers were released. There was some chaos, and taking advantage of it with both jammers popping through on the outside. Dominatrix, though, is your lead jammer. Three two-pack advantage for North and Central. Dominatrix comes in hot and hard.
She gets up and gets through.
And again, skaters slow to get up. And we have another injury stoppage here.
She landed on her shoulder pretty hard.
Yep. Aim and Conquer went down hard. She's getting some help up, so this is now a North and Central skater, Aim and Conquer. She's waving off the EMSs, so maybe just a bit of a stinger there.
That's a good sign. It's a good sign.
Yeah. She did just come down hard. You always worry about the collarbones when skaters fall like that.
You've got your wrist guards and your elbow guards, which are great, but sometimes you hit the shoulder. I did that a few weeks ago when I played the World versus Toronto Outrage. And I got hit on the inside, and my toe stops kind of peeled down a little bit, so I didn't have as much grab as I thought. And I did the exact same thing, cartwheeled, landed on my shoulder, and there's no give to that concrete.
Nope.
So I know where she's at. Her fingers are probably a little numb right now. It's not a great feeling.
That's the thing about concrete. And so much of Derby is played on that. Toronto Outrage, pretty darn good roller derby team.
Absolutely. They're having an amazing season this year.
Yeah, really. They finally got a victory over Montreal.
Yes.
Much anticipated win. Montreal, I believe, ranked 15th in the Men's Roller Derby Association, too, and Toronto was somewhere around the 30s, so that was a big victory for them.
I know they really wanted that win.
Yeah.
They really wanted that going in, so that's a good thing.
It was a long time coming. A couple of members of Team Canada members of Toronto Roller Derby named to Team Canada, too, which was great.
I think 4 or 5 of them made it, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head.
Potty Mouth.
Brian McWilliam.
Flying
Brian.
Both Sleeps.
Both Sleeps, that's right. Brother and sisters on the men's national team.
Yeah. I got to play with them. I joined the World when we played the Outrage, and I played with Sleeper before on the Outrage team, but I didn't play much with his sister before, but she's a force on that track, let me tell you.
Absolutely. Skater for the championship Chicks Ahoy in the Toronto Roller Derby House League this year. Skates her travel team roller derby, though, with Orangeville, the Misfit Militia. And she is now a member of the national team, the men's national team.
She's gaining so much experience with all the teams she plays with.
Only imagine. And we're missing one skater. His name is escaping me right now. TMRD on the national team. So anyone on Twitter wants to tell us who is the last man, we'll turn it into a competition. Who are we missing from Toronto Men's Roller Derby on the men's national team? Hashtag FNF 2017. Tell us. Okay, we're back underway. Another injury timeout. This one 3 minutes, so they're getting shorter.
It's not bad. 3 minutes is good. And she seems to be, she's okay. She's got some ice on it, so she might be coming back in.
She will have to sit for 3 jams, at least 8 minutes to go. We'll get at least that many in.
It's like Rogue on the line. Yeah, Rogue takes lead jam. Thicket.
Rogue's having a good day for North and Central.
You can see it in the skaters right now. Everybody's kind of slowed this game right down.
Rogue, though, hits that pack hard. Nice defense, though, by Forest City, just staying with it. Rogue finally pushing through on the outside. Grand slam for North and Central, who have pulled ahead now by 14. And you wonder if Forest City just a little bit emotionally exhausted.
It does have an effect on the bench. Absolutely.
Hardcore with the big hit. Oh,
Some nice offense by Smartash to create that opportunity. However, I can't see past the rest, but I'm pretty sure Rogue is down again.
yeah, Smartash, a jammer, of course. We've seen her skate, and just you can tell that she jams because of how quick she is with that offense.
Yeah.
But Hardcore Hazard. Oh, nice chest-to-chest battle with Rogue 1. And a timeout being called by Forest City. Is this game getting a little bit away from them? 18 points now is the gap. They went into this long injury timeouts ahead and now find themselves down.
Yeah, this is a good timeout right now.
You know, since we've been talking with them so much, just want to take an opportunity to thank our EMS's Spectrum. Of course, one of our wonderful sponsors. We like them to be bored. Unfortunately, they've been quite busy this afternoon here at Ted Reeve Arena.
They were bored up until this point.
They were, yeah. Hopefully the EMSs over in the bubble are a little bit more bored than ours here. A new game starting up at the bubble. All teams, though, will move. The remaining teams will move here into Ted Reeve Arena around 5 p.m. or so. We'll see if that's still the case given some of these injury timeouts. I know that the behind the scenes, the league organizers are working hard to try and make up some of this time we've lost. So just stay tuned to one of the streams, and we'll keep you updated as the day progresses.
See if this timeout's calm the nerves for them.
Forest City does have an experienced bench staff. Torky Mata, the bench coach, has been skating for as long as I can remember. And again, it's Hardcore Hazard with unbelievable defense, pushing Formaldehyde out at turn 1.
She's not letting her through easily. No, she gets through.
Lean and Mean jamming for Thicket, having a hard time against a trio of blockers.
She ran into...
She ran into a big, heavy block.
Crurzilla. I could see the end of her name. It was Illa.
We're getting used to these new skaters as well. Oh, and an easy pass there for Formaldehyde.
They are really giving Lean and Mean a run for her money over there.
They do have a pivot on the track. Oh, but Lean and Mean eventually drawn into a penalty. So Power Jam is North and Central really taking control of this game after those injury timeouts.
That's Hardcore Hazard again.
Yeah. She's throwing her body around the track. Pack slowly moving out of the first apex into the back stretch. Formaldehyde finally through, picks up 5, but it was a hard-fought 5. G15 so far on the jam. She's going to call it off with Lena Mean. So freezes her in the box. It'll be a power start. 5 minutes to go.
Oh, no, they released her.
Oh, they did. It was the right idea. Second too late. 75-42, under 5 to go. Yeah, Forest City just hasn't seemed to recover from those stoppages.
It's really tough when you see one of your players go down to injury, let alone two.
Yep. And you're already skating with a short roster.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had 12 skaters to start, now down to 10.
And North and Central has really picked it up with the defense especially.
Yep. Yeah, you can just see that pack on your screen right now, just how tight that defense has gotten.
Smart Ash is really bracing their blockers well.
And, you know, in this early stage of the development of these skaters, that ability to transition very quickly between the offense and the defense just isn't quite there yet.
Yeah. It comes with time, but absolutely. There's a lot going on out there on that track, so you kind of have a one-track mind at times, I guess, if I can say it that way.
That's well put. Rocket Launcher picks up the points, calls it off as Saswell-Killy was approaching. She'll get 2 more, or just 2 on that pass, so two more, though, for the lead. 77-42 now, 3.5 minutes to go. We do have 1 each in the pack, so 3-3 on the track. Again, both these teams sitting on a loss. Oh, and it looks like North and Central didn't get enough skaters on the track, so they're going to be short one for the whole jam. And Gnarly Quinn makes quick work of it to pick up a lead jammer status.
We've got Hardcore Hazard out there again for the Thicket.
Bashkin Robbins jamming for North and Central, trying to make up some track quickly. Gnarly Quinn is in the pack, and Bashkin Robbins is going to sneak through on the inside. Again, the Thicket, we're 100% focused on offense.
A little miscommunication there.
And with that, Gnarly Quinn will call it off. 4-4 will be the score. How many Gnarly Quins do you think there are in Roller Derby right now?
I would say
since
that movie, The Suicide Squad, came out, probably that number probably tripled.
I can think of at least 2 or 3 just off the top of my head. All right, 81-46. North and Central now in control with 2.5 minutes to go. As we mentioned, most of these leagues involved with North and Central have been involved with Fresh and Furious for a long time, individually or as other mashup teams. And coming together very nicely, considering. And there is another lead jammer status picked up for them. Saswell-Killy jamming again for the Thicket, doing a nice job moving the defense around, and finally only has 1 to beat, and she is now through.
Thicket doing a pretty good job of holding back the Hammerhide.
She does manage to pick up all 4, but it was a struggle. But killing all that time worked to their advantage. Only 1.5 minutes to go now. It's a long road back to the top for one of these two teams if they hope to advance all the way to the final. But worth skating for.
You got to give Thicket credit. They're still coming out. They still look determined. Heads are still held high.
That's right. They've only put about 4 points on the board in the last 8 or so minutes, but they are fighting every jam.
North and Central putting Smart Ash right back out there on that jammer line.
And there it is, Hardcore Hazard with another big hit. Dominatrix with the heads up drag back. Gnarly Quinn forced to the outside.
And Hardcore Hazard again. If there's one number and name they are going to remember after this game, it will be Hardcore Hazard.
Absolutely. A menace to the North and Central Jammers. Oh, and Gnarly Quinn finally named lead jammer status. It took almost a minute, about 50 seconds to get a lead jammer on this one. Heavy hitting. No pass, no penalty. Freeze Smart Ash. Gnarly Quinn already around and scoring. Hits the tripod of blockers at turn 2. Smart Ash hits the pack. And gets through, also scoring.
Natalie Quinn's looking tired. She's still pushing, but she's definitely going to need some help. There's the offense for her now.
Game time has expired. We are onto the jam clock. There's 40 seconds left on that. And this long game has come to a conclusion with a call off from Gnarly Quinn and 5 more for North and Central. And pretty definitively pull away there in the second half.
Yeah, they really, once we got back and underway, they really took off with that.
Well, thank you so much, viewers, for your patience. We do hope things will run a little bit more smoothly again. But again, what can you do with injuries?
Yep. And best wishes to the skaters and speedy recovery.
Absolutely.
And hopefully we can continue to keep the EMTs bored.
For the rest of the game.
They're doing some paperwork over there, but they do look to have settled back into boredom.
Yep.
So let's try and keep them there.
They've earned their pay for the day already.
Exactly.
Okay, well, we are going to sign off after that long call. But thank you again for tuning in. It has been official. The final score is 94 for North and Central versus 49 for Forest City Derby Girls Thicket, and they will be eliminated from the Fresh and Furious 2017. And for Jam Solo, I'm the Derby Nerd.
Nerd, it's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. We will be back shortly, so stay tuned for track updates and as we try and reschedule things throughout the day. But you can be guaranteed of one thing. You can watch it all on layer9.ca.
Now to discover what's changed.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably a full 3:58. The other one was supposed to start at 3:20. So it might not be that bad. End up being an hour behind, I guess.
Yeah. And they might want to use keep the bubble going a little longer.
Maybe one more.
Either way, I hate to say it, I got to run. But I'm glad I got to call with you. That was awesome.
Me too. Thank you so much.
And nice to meet you. I hope we see you around Circuit now. Hopefully, things starting to fall quiet down a bit.
This is how we're this.
That was a long one, but you guys sounded great.
I think we did a lot of talking.
Yeah, we talked a lot about that one actually.
Most people follow you on Facebook? Yeah. Well, I'm there, but I'm Deanie Miller. But you can find me through the FNF page. Okay, yeah. We're all right, yeah. But yeah, Derby Nerd also has a Facebook page. DerbyNerd.com is my website. I used to blog a lot. It's not anymore, but if you get into the sports, you just dive into it. Basically, there's years and posts on that website. Cool. Yeah. Enjoy the rest of the day. Welcome to the team.
change in who's playing right now?
No, I did not.
Okay, so it's going to be Tord and North Central. So Tord is... Sorry? I don't know. Yeah, Tord Vipers sounds right. I haven't called the game for them yet. So it is... Yeah, the Tord Vipers and North Central, who are actually on the same sheet. Unless you seem to have different sheets than I do.
Yeah, I put them. I picked my own out.
Very smart idea. I'm going to go find out who's won and lost and how they've done.
So that's
But that's what I've been told. Yeah. They just won here.
Oh, okay. What? Yeah, I just got told from SAS. Do you remember which
is the cheer from the Torque Vipers. That is some serious business. We are ready, almost ready to get started as the skaters are taking to the track. Once again, my name's Carl T. Absolutely thrilled to be guiding you through this exciting, what will surely be an exciting, wonderful bout between the Torque Vipers and the North and Central Roller Derby. This is comprised of Orange Rollers, Norfolk Roller Derby, South Central Red Rollers, and Mountain Roller Derby.
And we're back. It's Jam Solo here with Lex. And at Fresh and the Furious 2017. And the North and Central Roller Derby won their last game. And their prize for that is an immediate game afterwards due to the delays. And they will be playing the Toronto Vipers. Game is just about to get underway.
Just a note here from North Central Roller Derby team. Number 4, Aim and Conquer, is out for this particular bout.
Yeah, she fell on her shoulder late in the last game, and she didn't come back in. She's got an ice pack on it now.
And your refereeing crew here is crew number 2, Phantom Slim, consisting of Milfhouse, Geographer, Mo Daddy, Simon Says, Lolo, and Herod.
We should be underway in a minute. NSO is just clearing up some last-minute details. We did have that delay, so good on everyone to get this going as fast as they did. So North and Central is just part of a pretty lengthy game with the 2 injuries that happened, etc.
And we just and our thoughts go out to the players that got injured, and we hope that they'll have a speedy recovery and be back onto the track at a very soon time.
ASAP.
So just to review your rosters here for the Toronto Vipers: number 0 FBI, number 1 Bangaroo, number 103 Regina George, number 169 Nam De Gur, 2028 Nitrogena, 22 Gnarly Quinn, 221 Sherblock, 23 Badger, 24 Slashimi, 504 Roncis Villain, 7 Dolly Dagger, 73 Kristen Dippity, 77 Princess Blossom, 8 Flapjack Tango or Pancake, if you'd like to call her that, and 808 Skate of Emergency, 822 Derby Sting. On North and Central Roller Derby side, number 00 Kitty Kitty Bang Bang, number 1 Rogue One, number 11 Cruzilla, number 16 Saucy Ross, number 180 Rosie Reaver, number 31 Bashkin Robbins, number 39 Rocket Launcher, number 461 Chaos Lynn, 5150 Smart Ash, 7 Quiet Riot, 801 Their Gnarly Quinn, 815 Fear Meldehyde, 852 Q, 934 Hermione Danger, and number 101 Catherine Crush.
So we have a Gnarly Quinn on each team.
Very popular character these days, thanks to the whole Suicide Squad and certain Margot Robbie.
You gotta wonder if they're both jammers. So it looks like we're almost ready to get underway.
Got a little bit of a cheering session by the hockey penalty boxes over there for the seems like for the Toronto Roller Derby Vipers.
She's got some rocket signs made there.
A great crowd here by the Suicide Seating, as they call it here, as they've got literally front row seats to the action.
Best seat in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Next to ours.
We have, see, at least we have like a table to like have a little bit of a shield. So.
Yeah. They may slide in here. This turn was it was a rough turn in the last game, so we'll see how this one goes.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Vipers just played the game before North and Central Roller Derby played the game that just passed, so it's a little bit of an advantage, but not much.
So we got number 808 Skate of Emergency, who is the jammer for the Toronto Vipers, and this jam.
She's up against Smartash with North and Central.
And here we go.
Skate of Emergency is pretty slippery, but Smartash slips through for North and Central to grab lead jam. Skate of Emergency slips through and she's right behind her. Slows the pack down. They're starting to...
Oh, 5150 goes down a little bit, and she calls it off.
Smartash recognizing that immediately. She needed to call that jam off. Skate of Emergency was taking off pretty fast and looking to score some points. But no points on the board for that jam. I believe that's the first jam of the day to start off where there was no points scored.
Mm-hmm. I think you may be right. So for North Central Roller Derby, you've got Saucy Ross as the jammer, facing off against...
That's the tough one because the Vipers have her trapped right now. But she's pushing her way through and she gets through for lead jam.
Saucy Ross gets through. Ooh, big spill by Nam Degur, the jammer for the Vipers.
Oh.
Another hard spill there.
She's going off for North and Central blocker. Got a forearm penalty there. I thought it was the jammer for a moment. The Vipers jammer finally gets through.
That's number 11 for North and Central, going off to the penalty box.
Saucy Ross fighting. Her bench was hollering quite loud for her to call it as Nam Degur was coming around fast on her scoring pass. So we get our first points of the game.
Mm-hmm.
North and Central with 2 points up on the board. And currently have one blocker sitting in the box. They'll be shorthanded for the beginning of this next jam.
And that's number 11, Cruzilla on North and Central in the box. And here we go.
So, rocket launcher and Slash Mooney comes out for the Vipers and steals lead jam there. But rocket launcher is hot on her tail.
Slashimi with some speed coming out of the pack earlier. Ooh, and she gets taken out and she signals. She signals for it.
A little bit of a delayed call, but the jammer was down. Jam ref had a hard time to see her calling it there.
North Central scores 1 point on that last jam.
So we're 3 jams in and we're 3-0 for North Central.
Skate of Emergency lining up for Toronto. Ooh, big spill there in
pile
the
up
front.
in the middle. Skate of Emergency squeezes through though. Takes lead jam for the Vipers. Rogue One coming through strong, pushing.
Ooh,
she stays good and she's good. Rogue's out.
That was a close one.
Now Skate of Emergency is going to try to get through for a couple of points before Rogue One, who's coming in fast. Oh. And that's going to be a power jam for the Vipers. Rogue One going off for the back block there. Skate of Emergency calls it, so the Vipers will start this on a fresh power jam.
And the Vipers scored 2 on that last jam, so it's 3-2 now for North Central.
So this is how fast momentum can switch in a roller derby game. First 3 jams, North Central comes out, keeps the defense going, has a 3-0 lead, and now suddenly the Vipers score 2 and they're on a power jam, so we'll see how this goes for the Vipers.
Very tightly contested bout so far in the first 4 minutes of this game gone by.
Oh.
Nam Degur goes down, has to reset. Now Nam Degur is the lead jammer. Here, the only jammer, but
North Central jammer standing now. She's going to want to get through and get as many points as she can, but North Central jammer will still have to come out and get the initial pass, so the advantage is for the Vipers right now. She gets through and gets her 5. Grand slam for another down.
And the jammer for North Central out of the box. trying to make it through her initial way through the pack. And then Namdagur joins the fray.
Big pile up there on turn 3. They're really fighting off Rogue One.
Hermione Danger was in hot pursuit there, but she elected to just let her go.
All defense right now from North Central. Oh, Namdagur squeaks through, finds a hole.
And another grand slam.
I think Rogue's looking to try and do a star pass. She looks tired. Namdagur just sneaks through all of that and gets in there. Oh no. Namdagur still fighting. North Central recognizing that, but she gets through and gets another 5. Another grand slam for Namdagur.
Already scored 20 points and she calls it off.
And that's how fast that momentum can change.
Mm-hmm.
So we went from 3-2 for North Central to now standing at 22 for the Vipers, and North Central still at 3. They have 1 blocker in the box, and they'll be looking to bounce back in this jam, you can bet.
Amazing what power jams can do for your team.
For sure. Yeah. They make a huge difference.
Ooh, slash Shamey, nice dipsy doodle there. And
no.
He
called her. So that puts North Central right on the power jam, just like we were talking about. Momentum change could be happening here again.
Oh, but great defense there by number 103, Regina Gorge.
Doing a really good job of holding her back. Oh, wow. Regina Gorge again, I believe. So she
got some size and power there.
So right now Formaldehyde is having a tough time to get through, but she sneaks in on the inside and finally gets out for lead jam. Vipers jammer standing now. And she's out. She's hot on. I don't even know if she notices.
Ooh.
See if she got any points out of that.
So Formaldehyde calls off the jam as she spills outside of the track area.
No points scored.
Just under 8 minutes left, or gone by rather, here in this bout.
We're still sitting at 21 for the Vipers, 3 for North Central. There's no points scored on that last jam. And we've got Skate of Emergency back out for the Vipers. And she busts through for lead jam. Vipers defense is really turning it on right now.
Yeah, Chaos is just unable to break it through.
The recycling is... And through all the chaos, I didn't even notice, North Central is on a power jam right now. So they're desperately trying to get their jammer through so they can try and get a few points out of this power jam. But the Vipers defense, once again, FBI. And Chaos got the track. So Chaos is going to go to the box, and Gate of Emergency comes out, so that means Chaos is going to sit in there for a full 30. Power jam Vipers. Gate of Emergency just comes through.
And 1 minute's gone by in this jam.
And I believe that was Skate of Emergency's initial pass, so she's on her...
Oh, beautiful move.
For a 5.
Great speed, great and great momentum going into the pack, and just flew by everybody.
This is...
and she does it again.
This is completely to Skate of Emergency's advantage, because as you can see, North Central's kind of frozen up and they're not moving very well. They gotta start rolling a little bit. There they go.
And does it again. Chaos took a little bit of a trip over there, but she seems to be fine and on her feet, skating around.
So the sweep by the Vipers, they've done it for the last 4 passes.
20 points already scored by Skate of Emergency.
very effective defense on part of the Vipers and offense. Big jam there for skate of emergency. And I believe North Central's calling a timeout.
4 grand slams on that last jam by skate of emergency.
They really turned that around. They started on the defending against a power jam, and their blockers, they did a really good job holding their back. And then skate of emergency just came out as North Central's jammer took a track cut penalty, and it turned around just that quickly.
And good, really great support that her blockers gave her. So just being able to make those, those fine movements, those fine little movements that really go a long way, along with the speed that she brings to the table.
Yep, they just open up those little holes, and skate of emergency was, she took it on the outside for the first 2, and then she took it on the inside for the next 2.
And and to update the scoring, we got 4 points scored in that jam by North Central, so the score currently is 41-7 for the Vipers.
Still a lot of derby left to play with 10 minutes remaining. And the timeout is up, and we're ready to get back. Vipers have 1 in the box, 1 blocker in the box. And I think North Central has Smartash on the line. And Nom de Gur for the Vipers. Smartash breaks through for lead jam for North Central. Nom de Gur scoops through,
and Rogue One, number 1, Rogue One, is actually going to be going to the box now for her penalty.
Smasher breaks through, but Nom de Gur goes right behind her. Smartash going in for, I believe, a back block. Power jam for the Vipers. Nom de Gur.
Oh, great move.
Jukes to the inside, takes the outside. So North Central really has to get themselves moving here. They're getting caught, and now they're caught again. They got to get up ahead of these blockers and get themselves into position.
And 3 blockers that they have right now for Toronto, just containing them in the inside part of the ring.
That's why they need to keep moving. So they're moving now, so this should help them a little bit better.
Ooh, a little bit of a spill there, but
big pile up. Nom de Gur gets up and gets through for another. No. She only got 3 there because there were a lot of down players on that. Smartash back out for North Central. Big battle with FBI.
Smartash looking to go 51-50 on the pack, but she's got to go back and reset again.
The Vipers have really taken control defensively right now, making it tough for the North Central jammers. She's looking to try and pass that star.
FBI, Gnarly Quinn of the Vipers, and Badger really doing a good job of holding back Smartash.
Nom de Gur through for another 5 to finish off that jam.
And all in all, 26 points scored there by Nom de Gur for a 60-point lead.
So the Vipers, they're looking really good and in control at the moment. 7:42 remaining. There's a big battle ensuing right off the hop. North Central trying to hold back Vipers jammer / Mooney.
Sashimi again knocked out of bounds, and she's got to reset behind again.
Regina Gorge was in a big battle with Saucy. It looks like Saucy's going to get through, but Regina Gorge gets her again. So it looks like we have a track cut for North Central, Saucy Ross. So that's going to put the Vipers again back on the power jam. So once again, North Central really wants to get themselves moving here and not get caught up in that sweep.
And again, and again, because they're not getting themselves moving, Toronto's able to just form a barrier around them, shielding Slashimi and getting her to actually just breeze on through.
The easier you can make it for your jammer, the more points you're going to score, and that's what the Vipers are doing right now. North Central's jammer back on Saucy Ross. Snuck by everybody. But I believe that was her initial pass, so she's on her scoring pass now.
Under 6 minutes left in the bout.
Amy squeaks through for another 5. Saucy Ross pushing through to just try and get some points out of this jam if possible. North Central with a nice tripod, trying to hold off Amy. And that's the end of the jam. Full 2-minute jam.
78-7. Actually, now it's 80-7. 13 points scored by the Vipers.
These last 4 or 5 jams have been a significant difference and changed the outcome of the game. It's looking like.
And some factors that I think may go into it right now, that the Vipers had that extra time to rest, that extra hour to rest because of the injuries in the previous game.
Yeah, and North Central's just coming off of a game where, unfortunately, there were 2 injuries and a lot of delays, and they did play back-to-back, but as it stands right now, the Vipers, their offense and defense is just, it's clicking so well that they're able to get these points on the board, and the power jams are really giving them the advantage. Skate of emergency, showing her footwork. Deacon to the inside, taking the outside, cutting through the middle, making her own holes, calling off the jam. Gets herself another 4 points on the board for the Vipers. So 4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Vipers sitting at 89, North Central sitting at 8. Vipers have 1 blocker in the box.
And they're off again. Nam de Gur for Toronto. And she breaks out in front again.
Baskin Robbins. North Central puts Baskin Robbins out on the jammer line. She gets out right behind Nam de Gur, so she's probably going to force a call off.
And she does.
Did. Not before Nam de Gur puts another 4 up for the Vipers. So with 3.5 minutes remaining, Vipers 93 now, and North Central still at 8. So we have a full squad out for both teams. Nobody's in the box. That's a good sign.
And under 3 minutes now left in the bout.
Oh, she's still good. She's still good. Amy busts through for the lead jam for the Vipers.
Hermione Danger.
And that Vipers defense just keeps pummeling the North Central Jammers, making it very difficult for them to do anything right now. Amy goes through and gets herself another 5 on the board.
And Slashimi coming into the pack again, and she looks like she's trying to get the Vipers to the century mark in points.
She should have it there. I believe she got all 4 on that pass.
And now they got 2 minutes left, a 2-minute warning now. Vipers got some more points on the board. It was 7 in that last jam, so now they are at the 100-point mark. and North Central hasn't broken double digits yet.
They'll be looking to try and stop Skate of Emergency, but she's been on fire in this game so far, and she doesn't look like she's ready to go out.
Great job there by the pivot number 77, Princess Blossom from the Vipers, to hold back the blockers and allow Skate of Emergency to have a clear shot through.
Skate of Emergency's coming around very fast. Didn't really give North Central a chance to do much. But they're grouping up now. Viper's still really giving a good battle on the North Central jammer. She finally gets through. Not before Skate of Emergency gets through for another grand slam.
That's number 00 Kitty Kitty Bang Bang, the jammer for North Central. Last minute of play in this game.
The Vipers even trying the sweep with a full squad out there. Almost pulled that off and got her through for another 4, but she got 2. So the Vipers add another 2, bring themselves to 107. North Central still sitting at 8. 40 seconds left in the game, so this should likely be the last jam.
37 seconds left on the game.
Vipers with one more point will be able to get a 100-point lead on North Central. Something unprecedented for, at least in the games that I've watched today.
Rogue busts through. She didn't want that to happen. She takes lead jam for North Central. 13 seconds left in the game clock. This looks like it will be the last jam. Nom de Guerre gets through for the Vipers. Not before Rogue busts through and gets herself. I believe she added 4 points up there. And then she immediately called it. So that's the unofficial final. Vipers 107, North Central 12. Hard fought game by North Central. As we know, they had a pretty rough game before this. There were a couple injuries in that game. It was delayed. And good on them to come right back out here and play against the Vipers.
Definitely, even though the injuries did happen to the other team, it is draining because to be able to see one of your own, lying on the track.
Absolutely, especially when it happens in back-to-back jams. Mm-hmm. You can see the nerves on the faces, and it kind of carried over a little bit. That's for sure. But North Central they brought it all, and they kept it close. It was that last 10 minutes when the Vipers really pulled out and took off with this game. Power jams were a big part of that, too.
So the score is now official. Toronto Vipers 107, North Central 12.
And I believe there was a couple of more games that were happening at the bubble, and then they were bringing everything over here. It was scheduled for 5, but I think the delays brought it to maybe 5:30, something like that.
Well, the official start of this particular game was supposed to be 4, but it was despite everything that happened in the previous game, it was only a 15-minute delay here at the Ted Reeve Arena, and which is actually pretty good in terms of the timing.
Yeah, it is. Considering it could have went the other way real easily and could have been an hour or 2 behind. North Central's excited for the after party. Well, it's been a pleasure. I'm Jam Solo. I'm not sure what my destination is next. What's yours?
I'm going to be right here for the next game.
I think it might be, you might be solo here on the broadcast table, and I might have to go be the house guy. All right, so we'll sign off for now, and we'll have some more Derby action coming back to you very soon.
All right, I'm going to find out what the next game is going to be.
this is the next game, the 4 o'clock game?
Yeah.
Or is it different now because there's been a change?
Oh, this is
Fine.
Yeah, this would be the 4. This would technically be the 4 o'clock game.
I just wonder who's playing though, because they moved some things around, right?
Can't say I don't love you. Right?
First shift was fine.
After a while. She's like, you better bring it back. I'm like, of course, bring everything back. He's like, rock me right this spot. I'm like, this is you. And we clean up. And we bring our own toilet paper. And we eat whatever. Yeah. Somebody kind of works. I just want to wear my roller skates.
Do you have confirmation of the teams yet? Do you have confirmation of the teams yet? So I did talk about the split, and that it's Nick Quebec prize. And I'm assuming they're going to be playing against our ladies are playing.
Thank you. It's Les Québécois and the Vipers.
The Vipers
The
again.
Vipers who just played.
Alrighty?
So, your jam?
Yep.
So you're doing the house?
I guess so.
Okay. Do you want to do the house? Or would you rather do the stream?
I'd rather do the screen.
Okay, then I'll do the house. Beautiful.
Awesome.
All right.
Back again. Alright.
Well, the other one.
And you may as well have someone good on the house. So I'll be like, hey.
Like it's like going down. Well, they're like, you gotta definitely when you see from a little box that I tried to bring up, like I thought all the shit stuff.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. I mean, like, if you blow the bag, normally
Oh no, they wanted it higher.
Do you know when this? Do you know when their bout is going to be starting? I assume they were going to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, Vipers just played. Just played just now. They're going to do it.
North Central, they had just played, so yeah. Lequa here ready to go, so I'm assuming they're on their phone.
Look at all that.
as it dwindles down, that's pretty much how it goes. You have a high risk of, yes, winning is good, but you just want the chance to play again. Which I guess is good because it keeps you fresh. Give you a chance to sit down and cool. Yeah. Get back out there and try and get your legs in.
Yeah, it goes back up there.
Yeah.
I know. Let's try this again.
The next game will be good to go for 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. Okay, thank you. This is the locksmith.
All right. I don't know if you guys have seen, well, you just saw the Vipers play. You would have seen the Vipers play as well. Did you see Quebec play at all yet today?
No.
I just checked their record. They won versus Windsor earlier. They won versus Lansing. Close, kind of close matches, and then they lost versus Our Ladies of Pain. And Valkyrie, number 28. At least I only called one of those games, the one against Windsor, but she was going huge. She had like 15 point, 26, 28 point jams, so she might be the one to watch. They had another jammer, Little Witch, who I saw wearing an arm sling, so she must be out. I don't know how that changes her makeup or what.
Okay.
That's all I know.
Thanks, man. Thank you. get on. You want to get on with the mid-block.
And we're back. Cam Solo here alongside Alex. And Lex, we have a pretty good game that we're about to call here between Lequa and the Vipers, who just finished defeating North Central. They'll be playing, their prize for winning is to play a game again.
No rest for the weary, my friend.
No rest here. From what I'm seeing here, Quebec, they've had a pretty good day. They beat Windsor. They beat and Lansing, and then they had a pretty close game, but they came out on the losing end against Our Ladies of Pain. So this is once again a do-or-die situation for both teams. We're about 10 seconds away from the referees getting this thing on their way.
And since the Les Québécois had not played here in Ted Reeve Arena yet, let's introduce the players. Number 0, Bruce Wheel Lease. Number 03, Little Witch, who is going to be out with a shoulder injury. Number 04, Scary Prince. Number 06, Mim Sane in the brain. Number 28, Valkyrie, who's going to be one of their jammers. Number 33, La Planteuse. Number 357, Trigger. Number 416, Beelzeboobs. Number 49, Roadrunner. Number 65 is Gigi Crackerface. Number 922, ND Story. And number 96, John Doe. On the bench, Can't See Me and Pure Evil. Her Evil, rather.
I'm loving the play on some of these names.
And your refereeing crew here is crew number 4, headed by Joe Smith. You also got Yogi, Sarah T, Queen Victoria, Dreaded Medic, No Shenanigans, Holly de Haviland, Shadon Fowler, and Night in Jail.
And we are at our 5 seconds from the timekeeper. The game is on their way. This should be a tight, close game. Big battle off the start. Nom de Guerre busts through and gets lead jam for the Vipers. Vipers defense is just picking up where they left off and really giving Valkyrie a hard time here right now. She manages to get through, but Nom de Guerre is right in there behind her. Squeaks in, gets herself at 4 points, and she calls off that jam.
Nom de Guerre and Valkyrie, the two players to watch out for here, as they both have been scoring very, very high jams in in their previous games. I believe Valkyrie had one jam of 15, one jam of 26, and one jam of 28 back in the bubble.
And this is, you said this is their first time at the Ted Reeve today for Le Quebecois. A little bit of a stickier floor over here. So we have, I'm not sure who's jamming for the Vipers. We haven't seen her yet today.
Number 77, Blossom? Princess Blossom.
Blossom gets out and gets lead jam for the Vipers. Beelzeboobs not far behind her for Le Quebecois. So it looks like the Vipers again are just, like I say, picking up where they left off. Very tight walls, good track awareness. But I have seen a lot from the Quebec teams in the past few years, and let me tell you, they have a good training organization there. And I've seen a few Quebec teams come from behind and steal some victories, so still very early. It's only 6-0 right now for the Vipers.
Speaking of Quebec teams that did steal a victory, the Toronto Vipers' one lone loss so far came at the hands of Montreal.
That's correct.
And it was a come-from-behind victory in the final jam.
Yep. And now they're in a situation where they're on a power jam. Valkyrie gets through very quickly. Valkyrie coming in on her scoring pass, sneaks in on the inside and grabs her 5.
Beautiful move there. Looked like she almost did step out of bounds, but she kept herself in.
Now she's looking for the sweep. She's going to get that inside pocket again. She busts through for another grand slam of 5. Viper's Jammer joining the track again. That is Princess Blossom. And she's just allowed to pass through on that one. Valkyrie in.
Ooh.
Big hit by FBI to take her out of play.
Valkyrie looks like she's okay. She's going to call it off.
And just like that, Le Quebecois turns it around, and now they are in the lead with 10, and the Vipers sitting at 6. The Vipers currently have 1 blocker in the box.
Yeah, on that last jam, FBI with the vicious hip check there, and as you mentioned, stickier floors here at Ted Reeve, and it's a good thing that she didn't that she's okay, didn't get injured on that one.
Yeah, we've seen a few awkward falls on this corner right in front of us.
Slashimi breaks out as the lead jammer, and Beelzebubs is just being
pummeled.
Yeah, Dolly Dagger with the big checks.
The Vipers, they're all over the defense today, and that's a key to their game right now. And Beelzebubs lost the toe stop, and there we go. Good. You hate to see any kind of a part come off a skate out there because nobody notices it. Good on the OPR to pick that up for them. Slash me calls it.
And it's when the toe stop comes off, that's actually one of the weapons that you can actually use to dipsy doodle or like juke past the blockers.
Yep.
And when that toe stop comes off and you don't know it, that could end up being a little bit.
In most cases, unless someone's screaming at you, you've lost your toe stop, you don't even notice until you go to use it.
Good thing they called that last jam off. Oh!
Valkyrie hits hard.
Face planted on the floor there, and
she tried to take that inside line, and she just tripped, and hopefully she's okay. She did kind of hit her head pretty hard there. And our EMS crew.
She looks like she's okay.
She's good.
Smile on her face and everything.
She recognized they had called for the EMS, so she got up immediately. I think her helmet took most of the impact, but as we were saying earlier, the concrete's not very forgiving. So
not at all.
Just to hit your cheek a little bit on that doesn't feel the greatest. But during all of that, in the last jam prior to that, the Vipers actually took the lead again, and they are up 15-12 with 15 remaining in the game.
As you said, as you said earlier, this is going to be a tightly contested matchup between these two teams. Both of them firing on all cylinders today.
And I think what you're seeing right now from Le Quebecois, they're kind of adapting to this floor a little bit. So there's some nervous legs out there, but as the jams go on, they seem to be getting a little more comfortable. We've got Princess Blossom out there for the Vipers on the jammer line, and she is up against
number 49,
Roadrunner.
Yep.
Princess Blossom gets through from the lead jam for the Vipers, but right behind her is Roadrunner. So now we're going to have a jostle for position from the blockers.
And Roadrunner's going off for a penalty, so power jam for Toronto Vipers.
And immediately they go right into that sweep, and they get Blossom through for grand slam. Le Quebecois blocker recognizing that immediately, calling the squad up front. Vipers going in for the sweep again. Effective sweep gets Blossom through again for another grand slam. Le Quebecois trying to regroup quickly. You can see a lot of talking going on out there.
Le Quebecois just keeping themselves in one small position there. Now they spread out a little bit, so now they're able to hold back Princess Blossom.
Now, I'm not sure what's going on. Roadrunner's being called back to the box. So Roadrunner, the jammer for Le Quebecois, is going back to the box. I believe she cut the track again when she entered. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that puts the Vipers right back on the power jam here with 30 seconds remaining.
Princess Blossom's already scored 18 points in this jam, looking for more. Oh, and what a spill there.
It was a big, big hit by
La Planteuse.
She got called on that immediately. If there's one thing about Derby, you can throw a lot of hits, but you can't hit opposite Derby direction. So she was called on the clockwise block immediately.
Mim staying in the brain, giving a little love to our audience, or to you, the viewer.
The viewers, yeah. So now with those two back-to-back power jams, the Vipers have kind of taken control of this game a little bit with a 34-12 lead. And Slash Mimi comes through with lead jam again for the Vipers.
Despite having a pretty hard spill just before that turn.
Oh, and Roadrunner jumps the apex to get herself through.
Beautiful move.
You got to think Slash Mimi's going to call it, and she does. Still a good move by Roadrunner to get through.
Just the agility and the strength of these athletes is just it's just amazing to see.
They push with everything they have, that's for sure. Now look at Quebecois putting Trigger out there on the line. We haven't seen her jam yet over here at the Ted Reeve Arena yet. Not 100% sure yet who the Vipers have out there. Looks like Nom de Guerre. But Le Quebecois is really putting up a battle with the tripod. But they have to let her go due to the no pack. So Nom de Guerre gets through for lead jam once again for the Vipers.
And I believe it's Beelzebubs is the...
Here comes Trigger with a big hit about to happen. Oh,
ooh, big spill.
That's going to be a low block on Regina Gorge.
And that's actually Trigger, number 357, who's the jammer there. And took that... Ooh, and she's tripped up again.
And Le Quebecois is really putting it to Nom de Guerre right now. But she squeaks through and she calls it. Nope. She cut the track. So now Nom de Guerre for the Vipers is going to the box. Trigger's out there for Le Quebecois and a power jam opportunity.
And she gets through.
Gets herself her first Grand Slam. This is a big chance for Le Quebecois to kind of cut into that lead a little bit and get back into the game. Vipers are trying as hard as they can to speed this pack up. You can see they're forming their tripod in the front. Le Quebecois staying with them just enough to keep pack. But they're really making it hard for Trigger. Nom de Guerre just sneaks by the Le Quebecois.
4 points on that last one.
Very smart play right now by the Vipers. They are speeding up this pack, and Le Quebecois is following them. They're making it very difficult for Trigger to get up there.
And Trigger is going to be going over to the box.
Putting Nom de Guerre on the power jam. Only 3 seconds left in the jam, so that means the Vipers are going to start this next jam on the power jam. But not before Nom de Guerre adds another
3 points.
Yeah.
Just past the 10-minute mark in this game. Vipers up 46-17.
And Le Quebecois is calling an official review right now. And that was a pretty lengthy jam, so that could be a list of things. I'm not 100% sure what they're looking for here. So each team has an official review, and what they'll do is at the end of the jam, they'll come out and give the signal, and maybe they felt there was a track cut somewhere or some kind of a penalty that was not called, so that's what they're going to try and debate right now with the refs.
and what the official review does as well too. It just gives them effectively another timeout to use.
Absolutely. And if you win the official review, you get your official review back. So as long as you keep winning, you have an official review for the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it might be something to do with Trigger's last penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not even 100% sure what she went to the box for. I believe they were saying she cut the track, but everything's happening so fast here, trying to watch the action and trying to watch the refs' calls, it's pretty difficult.
Well, as our athletes are catching their breath, just wanted to thank you, all of our sponsors here today, and we're just going to mention one of them right here, the Ingerv Group. For all your janitorial, maintenance, carpet cleaning, and flood remediation needs, call the Ingerv Group.
And another big thank you to all the pink shirts you see out there. That's non-skating officials, and they do a lot of work in behind the scenes to make sure that these games happen and these types of tournaments are planned out and the track's laid, and they get all the ducks in a row for us to be able to enjoy this. So kudos to them, and I mentioned it earlier, the refs as well. If not for the NSOs and the refs, we wouldn't be sitting here doing this right now.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like the officials are conferencing now with the scorers table.
And I believe White Noise is the tournament head ref. I'm not 100% sure, but you'll see him running back and forth if he's not actually officiating the game.
Take a couple of minutes to talk to you about the Louisa Hart Award. In 2014, GTAR lost one of our freshies, Louisa Calamaris, a.k.a. Hack Kerouac, number 1922. Louisa came to the GTA RollerGirls and started to volunteer as an NSO, eventually entering into our fresh meat program. She was super friendly and really eager about all things Derby. Her death was a great loss to the Derby community, and an award for the Fresh and the Furious was created in her name. The Louise Calamaris Hart Award will be awarded to one freshie involved in the tournament who demonstrates great heart, determination, and a positive attitude. The award won't necessarily go to the best skater or the MVP, but to the skater who always stays positive and never gives up. Coaches from each team will submit the name of one skater on their team that best demonstrates these qualities. The winner will be chosen from a set of names that are submitted on time by random draw, and the winner will be announced before the final game.
It's a really good award. I'm glad to see that on this list. So there's a lot of conversation going on, but it doesn't look like the Vipers are getting the answer that they want, but I could be 100% wrong on that.
And the review now is approaching the 4-minute mark. We've got 9 minutes and 51 seconds left in the bout.
Once again, to recap that score, we've got the Vipers sitting at 46 and Lequa sitting at 17. And it looks like our head ref just has to go over a couple of more details with the Vipers bench.
That's Joe Smith, a.k.a. The Rock. I smell what he's cooking.
And now the Vipers smell it too. So he looks like he's going to update our in-house announcer. Another big shout out to the photographers that come here. I don't know them all personally, but I know there's many that come here and volunteer their time and take many, many great pictures. So Le Quebecois, when Regina Gorge performed that low block earlier in the jam, they debated that she fell in a non-controlled way, I guess. So they asked for a grievance, and it looks like they've got it. And Regina Gorge has been ejected from the game. So now that that's over, we're back underway. Le Quebecois' jammer still in the box. Vipers come out, and they have lead jam right now with Badger on the jamming line for the Vipers. She sneaks through but runs into a big wall over there from Le Quebecois. But they open up the inside for her, and she sneaks through and gets herself a grand slam. Now triggers on the track for Le Quebecois, looking to pass that star. Badger coming in hot for the Vipers, though, looking to score some more points on this. She gets herself through, one more to beat. She gets herself through for another 5. Another grand slam for Badger.
Now they pass the star over to GG Crackface, number 65 for La Québécoise.
So they still need their initial pass, so you got to think the Vipers are going to keep pushing this. No, she calls it.
A couple of spills there with Trigger and La Planteuse on La Québécois as the jammer for the Toronto Vipers was also taken off the play, as they call. Now the score 59-19 for the Vipers.
Yeah, they're starting to really run away with this right now. So Le Quebecois, with 8 minutes left in the game, they've really got to buckle down defensively. And that's a good way to start with lead jam right off the bat, with Valkyrie jumping through on the inside. You can see they're definitely got some urgency in their blocking right now. Vipers trying desperately to get their jammer through. Valkyrie busts through for a 5 grand slam. But that allows Slashimi to follow her through. No doubt going to force this call here in a moment.
Setting up that three-ball tripod.
And Valkyrie seems to be going for it. She's not calling this jam off. And she gets through.
And she scores, looks like 5 5 again. Another grand slam there for Valkyrie.
So she did pass Machini in there. And Le Quebecois bench telling Valkyrie to keep it going.
Ooh, almost tripped up, but she keeps herself on her feet. And she calls it off.
So they've put a bit of a dent in there, but the Vipers kept scoring points on that jam too.
But little by little, as you were mentioning earlier, these the Quebec teams have this knack for just chipping away at the lead, jam by jam, and being able to come back from behind.
Yeah, absolutely, and they are a power jam away from bringing this game even closer.
It's an on the Gur for the Vipers.
She's been very effective out there on the line, and she proves it again, getting through with lead jam.
And Roadrunner breaks away from the pack herself and goes for her initial lap.
Effective offense there by Bangaroo. She didn't do anything. She just got in the way of the Le Quebecois blockers and made enough of a hole for Nom de Guerre to get through. And she calls it before Roadrunner gets in there and scores anything.
4 points for the Vipers, taking their score up to 67.
So with a little under 6 minutes remaining, you're probably going to see the Vipers try and call these jams off as quickly as they can anytime that they have lead jam. Score points and call it. Try and keep Le Quebecois off the board and away from momentum.
And a timeout has been called.
So that was a timeout by Le Quebecois. Looks like they have an EMS over at the bench. Looks like one of the skaters just maybe got hit in the face or in the throat area. But she's doing the talking, so she seems to be okay. I think she's just checking just to be safe.
While the timeout is happening, just let also thank another one of our sponsors, Mayflower Landscaping, one of our sponsors supplying services to large condominium properties throughout the GTA. Mayflower Landscaping. Mill Street Brewery. Mill Street Brewery is a local Toronto craft brewery committed to brewing award-winning beers.
We should have them set up right beside us. I'll give them awards all day. So it looks like we have a little meeting in the middle with the ref. Got that under control. Vipers currently have one blocker in the box. So we're on a lengthy timeout. I think this converted from a Le Quebecois timeout to an official timeout. Looks like the lock has everything under control.
Another one of our sponsors, great sponsor here today. Can you forget? RollerGirl.ca. For all your skating needs, visit RollerGirl.ca.
So I'm not 100% sure what's happening here. I think because the EMS was called over, Le Quebecois tried to call a timeout and bring the EMS over, but Joe the locksmith is taking control, and I think he's allowing the EMS to do a proper, to look the skater over properly and make sure everything's good. These kind of delays, they can work in the favor of the Vipers, or they can work in the favor of Le Quebecois.
Definitely. It's, the Vipers are only up by 34 points at this time, or 35 points at this time. It's a lead that we've seen the Vipers actually. Well, we've seen the Vipers give up quite a big lead earlier in the day to the Montreal team, and that's probably going to be running through their minds right now that they could, no lead is basically safe at Roller Derby.
No,
unless you score like 100 points
each jam.
Yeah.
But right now, their coach is out talking to them, probably trying to keep them in this game. But this is kind of to the Quebecois' advantage because the Vipers had a lot of momentum going into this timeout, and now we're almost 5 minutes into an official timeout here.
The first time, little story here, the first time I ever had any sort of thing about exposure to roller derby was the old Roller Games TV show way back in the day. And it was, nothing like the competitive nature that we see over here.
No.
In Roller Games, they had a gator pit, and some dude was like drop kicking people.
Yeah. I think he was a coach too, which I'm not sure that would really go well in today's game, but it was pretty popular in the 90s, and I get that question a lot from some people I work with. I mentioned that I'm involved in roller derby, coach, ref, etc., and that's the first question they ask me. Do you guys drop kick each other and give each other power bombs? And I'm like, no, it's not like that anymore. And I mean, it never was like that, but unfortunately, for a little while, when someone would mention roller derby, people would think of roller jam immediately, and connect it to that roller jam from the 90s and the older ones. But I guess every now and then, with our derby names and some of the maneuvers that we pull out there, I guess it would look like a wrestling match at times. But we're back on the way, and Badger almost sneaks through for the Vipers, but she just went out. The Vipers are really going for that inside line off the start of the jams.
However, Badger takes the outside line this time and gets and establishes lead.
Good little bit of offense there by Le Quebecois to get their jammer out quickly.
John Doe, the jammer for Les Québécoises, taking her lap now. Now she's meeting up with the pack.
Badgers.
Ooh, big hit!
Badgers being told to call it. I can hear it coming from the bench, but she does not. So she's going to just keep this going. And she called it, but not before Le Quebecois got in there and snuck out 4 points, I think.
John Doe with a lot of speed there and a lot of agility, but she ran into the brick wall that is FBI for the Vipers and took a pretty hard spill there.
FBI has been quite a force out there for the Vipers today too. Jammers will remember FBI and Regina Gorge for sure from the Vipers today. So we're underway again. Nom de Guerre out there for the Vipers. She's pushing hard. And she gets through for lead jam.
Scary Price, the jammer for the Les Québécoises. So earlier she was taken out of the play and out of bounds, but now she finally makes her way out and takes her initial lap.
You can tell Le Quebecois' coach has talked to them about their offense because as soon as they lose lead jam, they're starting to turn around and really try and help their jammer now. So that's making a bit of a difference.
Slashimi calls off the jam after she makes her way through for 4 points. Great moves as well too. She went from the right side, the far side of the track, and just and the fancy footwork there.
You just got to get that wall of blockers to follow you a little bit. Try and create that hole and then squeak through if you can. But that's where what we were saying just a second ago. That's where FBI and Regina Gorge, who unfortunately was ejected earlier, they've been very effective on that recycle, and they've been catching jammers all day.
Nom de Guerre still on the floor as a jammer. Ooh, almost took herself out of bounds, but
Nom de Guerre with a sneak by. Gets yourself lead jam status again for the Vipers. Le Quebecois really fighting hard to get Gigi through. They get her through, but not before Nom de Guerre is on the pack, and she sneaks through for a quick 4.
Gigi Crackface gets sent to the box.
Power jam for the Vipers. So Nom de Guerre has a chance to really take off with this game right now with 2.5 minutes left on the power jam.
And she gets it. Another 5 for Nom de Guerre.
She's been having a pretty good couple of games here back-to-back too. Putting a lot of points up there for the Vipers and continuing that right now.
Ooh, gets past the tripod +1.
Making it look easy out there right now.
Gigi Crackface back into it. And she steps out of bounds, needs to reset.
Nom de Guerre sees that opportunity and just busts through the middle. And I believe she just scored herself another. Oh, she got 4. Gigi's past the star for Le Quebecois to Roadrunner. Nom de Guerre sneaks through, calls it off, adds another 4. Big jam for Nom de Guerre there.
And all in all, scores 23 points in that last jam, putting Vipers up to 97 points.
With 1:40 left, Vipers at 97, Le Quebecois at 36. It's not looking too good for Le Quebecois right now. Vipers really showing determination with the back-to-back games, and they just, like I say, they picked up right where they left off.
Hardly had a chance to catch their breath, but they're still scoring huge here against a pretty strong Les Québécois team.
Indeed.
Oh. Slashimi with a nice crouch there to avoid the check.
A little bit of a dip.
Here she comes again with speed, directing traffic. And it's taken out.
Quebecois there. But Scary Price jamming for Le Quebecois. Looks like she's going to the box again, putting the Vipers again on the power jam to finish out this game. Slash Amy recognizes that now, and she's really starting to push through.
43 seconds left on the game clock. 1:18 left on the jam clock.
And Slash Amy just got the direction from the bench to keep it going, I believe. 30 seconds remaining. She's probably going to try and get through for a couple of more Grand Slams if she can. Beautiful sweep by the Vipers, but she was caught by Nimsmain.
Nimsmain in the brain.
Not enough room for all that on the shirt, I guess.
Final 10 seconds on the game clock.
Unfortunately for Scary Price, she just got back onto the track, but they caused her to cut the track again, so she's heading back to the box with 30 seconds left on the jam clock. The game clock has officially run out, so once this jam is called or over, that should be it. Both jammers in the box. A little bit of confusion over there.
It's a Scary Price. Ooh, forced out of bounds there.
Big hit by Banger. So what happened in the box there was Le Quebecois' jammer was heading to the box, and the Vipers jammer thought she was able to exit the box immediately, but she was not, so she got called and went right back in. What started out as a pretty tight game, the Vipers they seemed to prevail, and they found what they found in the last game, and they just defensively dominated this game.
Nam de Gur scoring huge on a lot of her jams going forward, giving Skate of Emergency a little bit of a rest. Skate of Emergency did a lot of the scoring in the previous game.
Yeah. No, a much needed rest. They're probably trying to save her for while they're advancing now, so they're probably saving her for the next game. Not 100% sure who they play. There's a couple of games wrapping up at the bubble, but I believe this eliminates Le Quebecois. Hard fought game by them.
And the final is now official. The Toronto Vipers 106, Les Québécois 36.
I think we're somewhat back on schedule. I overheard some people talking earlier. We might be 10 minutes behind, but there was a little bit of a delay at the other game as well at the bubble.
And now the Vipers taking their victory lap, being greeted by Our Ladies of Pain. And so then Les Québécois also taking a little bit of a lap themselves.
Well, Our Ladies of Pain beat Le Quebecois at the bubble just before this game, so that makes me think that maybe the next game would be the Vipers and Our Ladies of Pain. That would be 3 in a row for the Vipers, so let's hope not for the Vipers.
They're certainly hoping for a little bit of a rest right now.
Somewhat. All right, on that note, Lex, it's been a pleasure, and this is Jam Solo signing off for now, and we will be back to you very soon.
Did not fall in a controlled way. Reckless and gets tossed. I didn't know about that rule. Yeah.
we didn't really know what was that. And when you said what was going on, I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was the cut track for the jammer, but I did not see that coming at all.
No, neither did I. Like, and it happened like in the middle of the jam, and it just kept going for a long time.
Yeah. That was the whole jam went through, yeah.
Yeah, if it didn't happen like right here, if it was at the other side of the track, or if we didn't notice it, then I wouldn't have even known what was going on.
Yeah.
But I saw the fall and the hit and the trip, and like, it was a penalty. I thought that was enough.
It's a standard mobile.
Yeah.
From, well, we were right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just went to lay a hit, and she lost her footing and fell and slid. And low block.
You okay if I do the house on the next one? You're more comfortable here? Happy you're here? All right.
You're really good on the house. So.
Oh, thanks, man. I love this. I live for it. Going on. So all that's plain here. Is everything moved to here?
Yeah, I think everything's in